Welcome back, Touchdown Tribe. Today we're going to be getting into Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show. Y'all, he had a lot to say. I was kind of shocked, but I wasn't. We're going to be covering all of that. Also, McCarthy was on the Pat McAfee show, so we'll get into that, as well as some other NFL QBs. So let's go ahead and get started with the intro.
I don't think Kalen DeBoer can do that.
Yeah, I would agree. Like, just going based off of what we've seen, it's just not there. I have to see it to believe it. And, you know, I know you've been critical of his interviews, and rightfully so, because I don't think he handled that with confidence whatsoever.
No, and listen, it's like the thing with Sankey yesterday. You don't need a transcript to hear what somebody said. If you look at the transcript of Kalen DeBoer on Wednesday, he probably covered every base and said everything correctly. It's just the energy that he did not bring. And I want a coach to stand up there and display confidence. I don't hear that from DeBoer. I feel like DeBoer it's like, remember when you were in the 7th grade play, you memorized the script and you're up there trying to remember every word. I want to see real energy, real authenticity about what he believes. I know what a good coach he is. I've seen that. He makes a difference on Saturday. But how is he energizing that football team? And we had Damian Harris on the other day, and I realized he played 10 years ago for Nick Saban. But he was describing what his friends, the former players, are saying about DeBoer, and that's a bad sign when the former players, in many ways, and I'm sure they'll call up and say this isn't correct, but I'm telling you it is, are too.
Hold on. Like that right there? No, both toes. Put your toes on the ground. No, I ain't lying. Hey, Joe, go ahead. Now, Ray, don't break your wrist. Raise yourself up. Not into your elbow. No, you can your elbow. I ain't warned. Wait, how your hand was? Like that? Flat on the ground. Like that? Yeah. And you just lift it up? I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. Oh, you elbow bending, huh? You can't bend your elbow. I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't know what type of exercise. You cannot bend your elbow. But I've been doing that now.
So everybody done had at least one coach or teacher with anger issues. But wait, what the hell going on? Coach done blew a gasket. Blood pressure pushing 200 over too damn high. Looked like the player wasn't where he should have been when he was supposed to be there. But he tried to sneak on the field. Too late for all that. Head coach got a drive-by warning. I'm about to get in his ass. Well, Mike, let's simmer down a bit. No! Get out! Having to walk past after be the worst part. So I'm running. Maybe if I move fast enough, he'll forget. Only thing he forgot was a damn weapon. He chased Paulie D all the way to the sideline. Teammates trying not to be next. Hey, man, chill out. Number 24 barely looked back. I ain't see nothing, coach. I'm trying to play. All other coaches unfazed, except Ricky Rose. This is his favorite show. Making the coach mad to the point where they want to fight is crazy. He almost tore everything in his knee to get to Andrew. Top tier rage bait pop up like an Xbox achievement. The shortest player on the team, the only one stepped in to help my man. I just know he was calling him all type of pansies and mother lovers and finish it off with you're uncoachable. Face on lobster red and he just gonna walk off like ain't nothing happened. Spit on your chain. Yo, bitch ass don't want no smoke. All right, give me 5. No, that's okay. Give me a hug. Man, ain't nothing going right in New York. Woo! Alan Murray never beating them Tyler allegations. What do you have? It's about what you be. Put it on his body. Trevor Lawrence waved him off. He's tweaking, folks. I'm sick of this shit. You gotta be kidding me. Got my first win? Yes, I did. Got my first win? No, you didn't. That is unbelievable. Losing ass African American. Hey, you fucking bitch. Fuck you. I'm like that for real. You sure is. You gotta be fucking kidding me. King cock sucker. You cut the mother sucker. This how you do it, nephew. Another spit shine in Pittsburgh. Oh yeah, you done messed up, J.A. Ma. Fan want all the smoke. Come on. Bruh, how I missed the ball right in front of my face. Don't be screaming in my fucking ear. Their guy threw a punch. Sir, no one threw a punch. Bullshit. 20 chapstick. Both ladies in the background. Should we call the cops? The swing on his head coach. Say something else. He missed it? Indeed he did, my boy. It's over.
He grabbed booty.
I tried to keep it together.
You're good.
He did. I mean, there's not much in it there. That's an obvious call. And
Jones, Lamar, there was that point in the season where you guys lost 3 straight, 4 or 5.
Mike Jones, that's it. Mike Jones, that's it. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right.
What keep you motivated though? Because like people like you don't ever get tired.
Tired of what? Really?
I climbed all the way to the top of the Empire State Building for one reason: to get as far away from that Tennessee orange as possible.
I can still see that ugly orange from up here. Should have climbed higher.
Man, I hate Tennessee because first of all, it's Tennessee. And I just hate them because they low down, they dirty, they some snitches. And I hate Philadelphia, I hate their colors. I'm not a dog person. I just hate Tennessee, man. Like, and I hate Neyland Stadium. It looks like a garbage truck, worker convention. And I hate all their quarterbacks. I hate Tennessee, man. It reminds me, it's not that orange that you can see. I hate Tennessee more than I hate Auburn. I just dislike Auburn. I hate Tennessee. Tennessee's colors is that throw up orange. It's not that orange you can sit with. It's that puke inside of a pumpkin orange. And I don't like pumpkins. So I really don't like Tennessee, man. I can't stress that enough, man. And they losers. They sore losers because they're not Alabama. And I hate Tennessee, man. I can't stress that enough. I hate them.
Your quarterback is impressive. I mean, his ability to just escape and make plays on the run, I mean, it's just outstanding what I've seen. And just the defensive side of it as well. They're definitely going to be a concern for me going forward if Alabama doesn't get their offensive line straightened out.
Chelsea, that's a great point.
Obviously, with what I observed the past few seasons, with the defense like missing basic fundamental skills like the open field tackles and those issues, I know they slowly improved those elements over the season, but just not enough when it matters in big games like against Indiana.
Thank you. Well, that was really fantastic. Really do appreciate that.
All right, welcome back once again, Touchdown Tribe. Like I said earlier, we're going to be getting into Aaron Rodgers and what he had to say on the Pat McAfee show. Trust me, y'all, he said a lot. I was shocked, but then again, it's Aaron Rodgers, I wasn't too surprised. Also, they had Mike McCarthy on as well, going to be discussing some QBs like Dak Prescott, Joe Burrow, and get into a video that I have on John Harbaugh. So, lots to get into, lots to cover. Let's start off with a motivational video.
You've got to bet on you. You believe in everybody else, you clap for everybody else, you support everybody else, you baking cakes and making cookies for everybody else. But when are you going to look in the mirror and believe in the darn person you see? It's about time for you to believe in you because you got it.
Oh man, that hits home every time. I'm telling you. He did not miss with that. It's like, I do that. I'm so bad to do that. It's like, I'll clap for everybody else, show up for everybody else, support everybody else, but I'm bad to not do that for me. And I need to, pour into my own cup, as they say. But man, that was bars from Deion Sanders. What is up, D? Good to see you in the building. Hey, speaking of, we're going to get into some drops now. Let's play drops for my favorites, because we have Pooh Man, the greatest mod in the YouTube streets, dropping my links. Let's see, there's one of them. Dropping my Discord link. Let's see. Here we go, Pooh Man.
Rolex wearing. Woo! Diamond ring wearing. Woo! Kiss stealing. Woo! Wheeling dealing. Woo! Limousine ride.
Shout out to you, Pooh Man. All right, and we have D in the building. Let's see. Gotta find your drop. Been a while since I've played it. Here we go. That was quick.
You look good. You feel good. You feel good. You play good. You play good. They pay good.
How ironic. D, I forgot that I made your drop Deion Sanders because we talked about how fine Deion Sanders was. That is funny because then the motivational video was also Deion Sanders. That's ironic. Okay. Anyways, back to it, y'all. Let's see. We got to do the Touchdown Tribe National Anthem. Yeah, D, you said my man. Yeah, he's still look good, too. I don't care what nobody says. Okay, Touchdown Tribe National Anthem. All rise, everybody.
On the Star Spangled Banner, Fergie.
That a flag was still there.
Also, guess what? He is here in Colorado. I'm about to start stalking. Yeah, I mean, coaching in Colorado, that's your best chance to see him. Go to one of the Colorado games because I'm telling you, I've heard so many great things about the Colorado environment and what Deion Sanders has done for the community. So definitely go check out a Colorado game. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into the shenanigans of the show. Oh, I gotta add something real quick because I'm so glad I checked my Discord before I started because Pooh Man sent me something that I almost forgot about, and it was on Ryan Clark. Because remember, we got into a discussion yesterday about where Ryan Clark could end up because I do think he is talented enough to land on another network. Now, my only concern is some of the things he said on his Pivot podcast. It might cause some issue, like with making networks hesitant to hire him. But here is what Pooh Man sent me. Oh, wait, my bad. There we go. So here we got a list of networks that could potentially pick up Ryan Clark. Now, let me go to my bigger screen here so I can read this. But you have Fox Sports. I'm a big fan of Fox Sports. They have Michael Strahan over there at Fox Sports. I like watching that one. That's probably, if I had to pick, I would go Fox Sports. I do like ESPN, not gonna lie. I do like ESPN because they do have Marcus Spears. But I like Fox Sports. And it says that Fox Sports could be a top contender. Strong NFL studio lineup. It needs a strong voice, bigger role in NFL coverage, and proven debate skills, which is something that Ryan Clark has. So I really like this. Fox Sports would be my first choice. The NFL Network, you know, I like the NFL Network, but I don't watch it as heavily as I do some of the others. It does make sense. Wait, actually, no, it doesn't, y'all. Oh, I didn't think about this. I would actually take NFL off. I would take the NFL Network off because ESPN bought the NFL Network. So there's no way. There's no way that Ryan Clark gets picked up by the NFL Network now since ESPN bought them. I just don't see that one happening. But Fox Sports, FS1, that could be a good one. I feel like the ratings aren't there. He would get more views on Fox Sports. Let's see, CBS Sports, that's a decent one. Prime, that would be a good one. Prime was actually doing really well, I think, with how they present their Thursday Night Football. I really like how they display the coverages of games. That one would be a good choice. And then Rich Eisen, I think I said his name right. That would be a good one. But I think the best one is Fox Sports or, let's see, Fox Sports, FS1, CBS Sports, Prime. You also had Ryan Clark mention in the Pivot that he had Stephen A. make him an offer of having a spot on his show. So I don't know if anything will come of that, but there's some options of where he could go next. What's up, Philly Tide? Good to see you in the building. I'm driving right now, but I'm listening too. Shout out to that. Let's see. Let's play a drop for you, Philly Tide. Which one do I want to play? Should I play this one? Let's see what this is.
How much fun is this, and how much are you enjoying this experience so far?
Honestly, I think this is terrible doing all this. I think that we could have stayed in Philly and come on Friday or Saturday.
Then you wouldn't get to see Timberlake and all the other celebrities here. It's part of the experience, right?
He's a normal person. He bleeds just like I bleed. He go through Philly just like I. So, I mean, he's a celebrity to you. I mean, hats off to him. I listen to his music. I mean, he's a great guy. I mean, great artist. But I'm here to play football. I care less about all that other.
Did you see the Timberlake?
He's like, I'm just here to play football. I don't care about none of this nonsense. He was not with it. He was not with the funny business. I'm here for that. Also, I have this one as well for you, Philly Tide, because we know you're a Bama fan as well. Let's see. Where is it at?
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
I'm not going to. So quit asking. Shout out to Nick Saban. Okay, y'all. Back to it. Let's get into what Speakeasy had to say on Dak Prescott. I did not watch Speakeasy last night, but I seen a video. It had Dak and Pickens in the title, so I'm like, okay, here we go.
Era and his boys are back at it during training camp. Okay, Dak Prescott is absolutely lighting some stuff up right now. I know it's only shells. I know it's only shorts, but Dak Prescott is out here throwing dimes right here. Ryan Florno, look at that perfectly placed ball. You wouldn't know anything about that with the Philadelphia Eagles over there. Also, George Pickens getting active as well. This one's not a fake video. This is actually George Pickens. Look at him right here. Boom! Catching that one in the end zone, going between the legs, and hopping off into glory. A sign of things to come in the future for this Dallas Cowboys.
I'm not going to lie. I did watch that play, and I was impressed. I'm not going to lie. If you look at the coverage, the defensive coverage, all the guys were covered. It was a small little slot for Dak Prescott to throw in, and landing that dime into Pickens' hands, and Pickens, kind of having to fight for it. That was an impressive play. I'm not gonna lie. This is why Pickens right now is, my favorite wide receiver. He proved to me why he should be the favorite.
And they have a new nickname, Dak Prescott.
Oh,
the Cowboys'
gosh.
nickname for their offense is greatest offense there is.
Y'all, I meant to make a short about this. I'm still going to. I'm still gonna make a short about this. That gaudy mess with greatest offense, whatever it is. What does it stand for? Greatest offense in. I can't remember. Let's listen. But I'm just like, miss me with all that. Why you gotta say all that before we even get to play games? It's like, come on. Do not be putting that out there for everybody to hear and see. It's like, save that for the end of the season when you actually prove that you can win a Super Bowl.
GOTI. Fellas, the Cowboys looking great. Looking phenomenal in training camp right now.
Annoyed.
Absolutely lighting some shit up. Are you guys expecting an MVP season from Dak Prescott?
Go ahead, 2-5. Go ahead, 2-5.
All right, look.
Here we
Prize
go
Picks
with
is America's.
Prize Picks. I think I know where it ends though, so let's see. There we go.
To be right.
MVP season.
So yes, sir.
What's up?
I hate to get this
Good to see you in the building.
take because you're not gonna like it, but I'm not even talking about MVP. Because MVP, I mean, you got to get to the playoffs. You haven't been there, what, 2 years?
Yep.
And last my check, you are the highest paid player in the league and on the team. So for Dak Prescott, I'm not talking about MVPs and all that silly comment. I ain't talking about none of that. I'm talking about get your teams to the playoffs. If the defense is not good enough, right, I don't want that to be the excuse. Elevate them. I feel like with the Cowboys,
shady. Like, I'll agree with him on some things, but I feel like he's putting it solely on one player. Like, it's only on Dak Prescott. That should not be the case because he don't play defense. He don't go out there and play defense and have them miss tackles or anything like that. Dak can only do so much in his control to help a team succeed. So I feel like sometimes shady can be a little bit unfair with that, which is no surprise, but it is what it is.
Always make excuses up for Dak Prescott. I'm tired of that. You got 2 number 1 receivers. You have a really, really good coach in Shoddy. It's time to put it together and get to the playoffs. I ain't saying even get to the NC Championship game. That's hard to be. Hard to do. You guys have done that in years. Matter of fact, Karen wasn't even born last time they've been there. So all I want to say is, before we talk about MVPs, let's try to win the division and let's try to get.
Before we talk about how Dallas has the greatest offense, that gaudy quote that they're using now, before we get into all that BS, let's have them win something. Prove to me you deserve that label, because until then, it's just blowing hot air.
In the playoffs.
Can I invert this for a moment, though, Shady?
Please. Here we go. I was just about to say something crazy.
What you're saying is right, but we can talk about MVP before playoffs because MVP is a regular season award. I don't want to talk about playoff Dak Prescott. One, we don't know what the hell's going to happen. Two, playoffs aren't for another 6 months. So if I'm going to wait for 6 months to talk to y'all about Dak, we got way too many shows to do until then. By the way, today's a 200 show, so shout out to y'all for rocking with us for 200 shows. With that being said,
shout out to y'all, get me to 500 subs. I did update the subscriber goal, so we're slowly moving the chains on the YouTube field. The new goal is going to be 510, right? Because I'm just trying to get it a little bit at a time, not trying to get too far ahead, okay? So next goal, 510. Get me to 510, y'all. Subscribe.
I do think, Shady, it could be an MVP season for Dak. One, this offense is as good of an offense as Dak Prescott has ever played with. Ever. Dare I say it's not close. The reason is Jake Ferguson is in his prime and in his bag right now. When Dak Prescott got an older Jason Witten, nobody was scared of Jason Witten by the time
Ferguson. I don't know what he's talking about.
Dak Prescott got him in 2016. Ezekiel Elliott was a 1,600-yard running back, but I think Javonte Williams is probably what, an 1,100-yard running back?
You know, I don't know what we're going to get with the running back position. What's the running back going to look like? That's my thing. I want to know what your running back's going to look like. I want to know the offensive tackle. Like, I want to know how the offensive line holds up. I want to know, can CeeDee Lamb stay onto a ball? Or will he drop it? Like that, I want to know those things. It's like, I'm not sold on this being the best offense ever. I've never been sold on it. Until they prove to me something different, I'm not buying into it. And even then, it's like, whenever people like to bring up the San Francisco game or the Green Bay game, and I'm like, okay, well, even then, still yet, you clearly seen issues with Dallas. You knew they were going to lose because they had missing pieces. So it's like, until you show me a full picture of, okay, they actually got something here, I'm just not buying into it.
Not Zeke in his prime, but he's still a B. If Zeke was an A+, he's still a B- to a B. If Zeke was an A+, then you've never had a George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. You just haven't. And when you did have Des Bryant, Dak Prescott wasn't good enough to be able to utilize.
Something special, obviously, whenever they had Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. Because I'm telling you, Amari Cooper was making some breathtaking catches.
Des Bryant. Remember, Dak Prescott was too scared to throw it up to Des. That's why Des and Dak had football tension his first year there. Dak Prescott has never had an offense like this. A top 10 tight end, 2 top 7 wide receivers, a top 12 running back, a top 5 offensive line. I think he's going to put up 35 to 40 touchdowns, 4,800 passing yards. If he doesn't eclipse the 5,000-yard mark, Shady, I think he'll finish top 5 in MVP voting.
That would be fair if everything goes right. If all those things were to come to pass, sure, that sounds nice. But when the cleats hit the turf, will it be a different story? That's my thing. We're at 4:07. Let's go ahead and play some more drops because we have some more people that came into the building. We have Logan in the building. Shout out to you, Logan. Let's see. Did I get a drop for you? I think, Logan, you were supposed to send me a drop for you, but it's okay because I have plenty of, plenty of Eagles, like, drops that I can use for you. Let's see, which one would I want to use? Here, we'll use this one. Shout out to Gilly. Okay, so we got that one. We got 3 a.m. in the building. Y'all go subscribe to 3 a.m. Shout out to you, 3 a.m. Make sure y'all are subscribed to his channel. He does great work over there, y'all. Bringing awareness to adoption and what goes on behind the scenes whenever you're adopted. People think it's all glitz and glamour. like in the movies. It's not that, okay? I promise you, it's not that. And if you don't know, my stepmom, she was adopted. I also have a family member that was adopted as well as a friend. So this is why I love his channel. I love learning about it. And fun fact is, I told 3 a.m. the other day that one of the books that we frequently talk about on his channel is The Primal Wound. And I told my stepmom about it, and I was like, I really want to read this book with you. So me and her are going to be reading it together. So shout out to 3 a.m. and Precious over there at 3 a.m. Adoptee Voices. All right, let's keep it moving. We got Eric Jordan in the building. Shout out to you, Eric Jordan, the CDL gang.
Hey, boy, do it to it.
Shout out to you. Let's see. Let's find your other drop, Eric Jordan. You're killing me, Petey. Where's it at? Where's it at? Let's see. I think I might have passed it. Here we go.
Why are you fumbling my football?
My blockers were better.
Your blockers ain't got nothing to do with you holding the ball. Did your blockers fumble the football or did you fumble the football?
I did, sir.
All right, how many feet are in a mile? How many feet are in a mile? 5,280 feet. You pick this ball up, you run every one of them. You're killing me, Petey. You're killing me.
You're killing me, Petey. You're killing me. All right.
Era and his boys
Back to it.
are back
Where
at.
did I say we were at? 405 or something like that?
Finish top 5 in MVP voting.
I mean, I can see that. All the things could be true. Just for me, man, like I just, it's hard for me to speak about like MVPs and all this great stuff, and like I watch the Cowboys every year just make excuses up why they can't win, and I know, and I really think they should win. They have a lot of great players, and I think it's lazy when you talk about the Cowboys. You say, hey, they're not good because of the owner.
Yeah,
that's lazy for me because if you really watch the stuff he does, every year he won't be perfect.
I also need to bring up Dee's channel. Talk me through it. Y'all make sure you're subscribed to Dee and Tiara's channel, which is Talk Me Through It podcast. So my bad, my bad, Dee.
At it, but majority of the times he's giving that team great players. So for me, I can't talk about MVP stuff, and that's the difference between the Cowboys and the Eagles. We ain't even having these MVP conversations about Jalen Hurts. People forget that he was second in MVP voting. Forget that a couple years ago. We worried about getting back to the chip, get back to the dance, get back to the NFC Championship game. We care about stuff like that. And that's why it's hard for me to take the Cowboys serious, because right now, today, we're in August. It just began. And we're talking about is Dak is going to be an MVP. Not is the Cowboys going to be finally get back to the playoffs.
If the Cowboys are going to have a chance to get to the playoffs, they need Dak Prescott to be an MVP, though. They need Dak Prescott if he is going to lead us to the promised land and get us more than 2 playoff wins. He's going to need to be an MVP caliber player. That's what I believe of Dak Prescott. And I also think I'm happy that we're having these conversations, because regular season success is exactly what Dak Prescott does. He's also finished second in MVP voting before. I think this is a perfect setup for him to actually go out there and get that MVP. And who knows how much confidence a Dak Prescott, who will be an MVP frontrunner with the best offense in the entire league, can have heading into the playoffs. He hadn't had that amount of momentum since his very first year in 2016, which he didn't have a bad game in.
Do you think you're going to the playoffs this year?
I think we are going to the playoffs this year.
Did you play that?
I don't do that. I don't say things like that. I don't say we're going to the playoffs every year. I don't say we're going to a Super Bowl every year. I don't do things like that. Why did he have to say something like that? You know what? It's a good time to just have a drop here. Let's see. What do I got? What do I got?
Go lay your ass back down and come holler at me tomorrow when you sober. Because you high right now.
You high right now. You high right now saying something like that. I'm telling you. There ain't no way. Talk to me when you sober. Do not talk to me about Dallas going to no playoff. Like, what are you talking about?
And his boys.
I feel like people should know by now that until they show you something, it's like, don't be saying things like that. I'm just so tired of like them hyping up the Cowboys every year. Oh, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, and then cleats hit the turf. We see how it goes, and they're out. It's like, what are we talking about? The Cowboys can get to the playoffs, but the question is, can the Cowboys get to the Super Bowl? I mean, I don't like. The Super Bowl thing, that's just never been it. But as far as the playoffs, I mean, it's like he said, they haven't been in like, what, 2 years? And even when they do go, they lose. It's like, you know, what are we talking about? All right, let's get back to it.
What Dak Prescott does. He's also finished second in MVP voting before. I think this is a perfect setup for him to actually go out there and get that MVP. And who knows how much confidence a Dak Prescott...
Wait. Tired ASS Cowboy fan? Is that your channel? There ain't no way. See, I don't get that either. Why are we the only team that can talk about the playoffs? Literally every team talks playoffs before the season. I mean, okay, so I'm gonna give you this, because yes, you have teams talking about, especially at training camp, right? They're hyping up their team. And I talked about this the other day. You know, this is why I don't put much stock in anything anybody says early on in the season. But when it comes to the Cowboys, it's like you already know that you are the most looked at team, right? So you should be more careful with what you are saying. Honestly, I say this. It's like you got one time to say, hey, we're going to a Super Bowl or a playoff. After that, stop it. Your voting rights to that is revoked. After you use that up one time, it's like, stop it. Because I think that Dallas just needs to be about action at this point. That's my thing. Just show me the action. You suffer from Cowboys PTSD, Chels. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I'm just realistic. It's like I'm not going to be a delusional Cowboy fan. Like, I'll leave that to other people. If they want to be a delusional Cowboy fan and say that they're going to playoff every year, say that they're going to a Super Bowl every year, that's their business. Go for it. I'm not doing it. I'm not the one. It's like, I'm about action. Actions speak louder than words. Show me something. As Janet Jackson said, what have you done lately? And if I haven't seen it, I ain't gonna believe it. So, there it is.
Who will be an MVP front runner with the best offense in the entire league can have heading into the playoffs. He hadn't had that amount of momentum since his very first year in 2016, which he didn't have a bad game in.
Do you think you're going to the playoffs this year?
I think we are going to the playoffs.
Did you play that last year before the year started?
No, absolutely not.
So hold up. Last year before the year started, you thought you wasn't going to the playoffs?
Especially after Micah left, I thought our season was over. Yeah.
Okay.
I said that. It's documented. I started believing that later on after we made the trade for what's his name?
Quinn Williams.
Yeah, Quinn Williams.
Clark.
Quinn Williams. Yeah. That's whenever I started actually believing in the team again. Why are you looking like that, Trey? Fix your face. Fix your face.
Will you be content with a Dak Prescott MVP, or would you rather 2 playoff wins?
I haven't watched a player on my team ever win one, so absolutely, I would love that.
You want that more than the?
No, I want playoff wins more than I want an MVP. Of course, I want the team to succeed, but I'll take both.
I think we're really
get too greedy now. All right, we're at 6:33. Let's go to the drops because we have my music producer in the building. Those beats that you are hearing in the background when my videos are playing and all of that, this is from CDT Beats, my music producer for the show. So shout out to CDT Beats. He should be live later, y'all. He should be live later. And I expect to see you all there, okay? I'm looking at all your names in the chat, and if I don't see y'all in his chat after my live, I'm going to be mad at y'all, okay? We will be perfect in every aspect of the game. Shout out to Jesse. Last time Jesse was here, Jesse showed up in CDT Beats' chat. But I'm looking at all y'all, okay? I'm watching y'all closely. If I don't see you, I'm going to be on you like Coach Boone. I'm telling you, I'll be on you like this.
We will be perfect in every aspect of the game. You drop a pass, you run a mile. You miss a blocking assignment, you run a mile. You fumble the football, and I will break my foot off in your John Brown hind parts, and then you will run a mile. Perfection. Let's go to work.
Era and his boys
Will be me,
are back.
okay? And everybody knows it too. Let's see. Where did I say we were at? Did I say we were at 533? See, this is why I need Pooh Man. Because it's like, I don't remember where I left off at. Let me see what you said. Tired ASS Cowboy fan. That is the greatest username. You know what? I seen another username. What was it? It was, I can't think of it now, but it was something with Dak Prescott. And I was laughing so hard when I read that. But this is another good one. Tired ASS Cowboy fan. Now, if Dak came out and said, my goal is to get to the playoffs, he'd get killed. Y'all gotta kill the double standards, man. Dak has said that. Dak said that recently in an interview that he was gonna go to, like, that he thought the team was going to a playoff and all that. So we'll see what happens. You know, I'll say this. I don't hate the team for that. I think your team should be having goals and aspirations. You should speak positively about your team. It's just when it comes to the Cowboys, I feel like you need to be more careful with it because of how it's looked at in the media and with fans. Because whenever the media or the fans see them lose, they're going to be talking. They're going to be saying things. They're going to be reiterating what was said before. So I have, you know, mixed feelings towards that. My bad, Chelsea. You're a Cowboys fan. That I am. I am a Cowboys fan, unfortunately. I'm just kidding. It's not unfortunately. But even, I have my cup, y'all. My Dallas cup. My dad made me this. But yeah, I learned the game. That's how I learned the game of football. For those of you who don't know how I became a Dallas fan. So my dad growing up, I'm from North Carolina. He didn't have the Panthers. Like, the Panthers were not established until like 98, right? So my dad growing up, there wasn't an NFL team in North Carolina. So he went for the Dallas Cowboys. Most people in North Carolina are actually either Cowboy fans or Commander fans. And my dad, you know, became the Cowboy fan. And my dad didn't force me to be a Dallas fan, y'all. My dad didn't say, hey, it's Dallas Cowboys only in this household. My dad wasn't like that. He just, you know, explained the game of football, watching the Dallas Cowboys, and I got attached to the team. I don't know how it happened, but I got attached to the team. That's how I learned the game of football. Also cheerleading. I did do cheerleading. And so here we are now. I can't go back. There's no going back, but I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan for the NFL, and then for college, I became a Alabama fan after high school. So there we go. There's the stories behind my teams. All right, let's see what y'all are saying. Yeah, I personally never say Super Bowl. Making the playoffs is not far-fetched, though. Even with the worst defense in the league last season, if one position changed, we're a 10-win team. Yeah, that's fair. We won 7 with the worst defense in the league and tied 1. If the defense tighten up, we're golden. And this is something, you know what? I'm glad you're here, tired ASS Cowboy fan, but this is something that I've consistently talked about. I've always brought up how it's not solely on Dak Prescott. You got to look at, because people love to blame the quarterback, right? But you got to look at how the team is built. Like the defense, they've consistently had issues with the defense. The offense, you know, you have CeeDee Lamb dropping passes. There's always been something with that. It's just always been something to impact Dak Prescott and his success. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is with the Cowboys. It's like a tale as old as time. The same thing could have been said with Tony Romo. Anyways, let's see. Let me scroll down here. Also, why are we acting like Dak doesn't have to play absolutely lights out just for us to have a chance? Can he go out there like Hurts and throw for 150 games and still win? Lie and say yes. You know, that's actually a good point, because we bring up how Hurts can I mean, but to be fair to Hurts gets a lot of criticism as well. He's been getting heavily criticized, which is unfortunate. They haven't even made it to the NFC Championship game in 5 years. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm so behind on these comments. I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom. If I missed your comments, I apologize. Derek, y'all, look at Derek's. Derek, I gotta zoom into this. You see Derek's profile picture, y'all. I asked Derek. I said, Derek, please put this as your profile picture, and he did. Shout out to you, Derek. Thank you so much. Look at him. He's in the sweater vest. It's like, wasn't it Prince Bud and you and like Step Brothers themed? I'm not gonna lie, Derek, you look good in the sweater vest. Okay, I was like, yeah, that needs to be your profile picture. Oh man, that made my day. Oops, y'all. I was trying to minimize this. Okay, there we go. I like the profile picture though, Derek. Shout out to you. I'm glad I scrolled to the bottom. Speaking of Derek, let's play his drop. Y'all, I promise we'll get through the video eventually. We'll get through this eventually. I haven't even made it to Aaron Rodgers yet. Let's see, where's my drops? There we go. Go to Derek's drop. Shout out to Derek in the building. Here we go.
Leave Chelsea alone. What's wrong with you, G Honda? I'm the one who's telling you about your fantasy. Listen. Send me your address so I can send you a rainbow flag. Since you want to look like Alicia Keys. That's okay, man. You can't even grow. You can't even grow enough hair. I'm not accustomed to a man wanting to look like a woman. And you too dark to look like her. Why don't you? You know what? You look like a good Jennifer Hudson. That's what you would look like.
Gremlin, nigga. Like a gremlin.
Y'all, speaking of G Honda, well, G Hudson, aka G Hudson, look who strolled into the building. Let's play your drop.
Who the fuck could that be? What does his weird ass want now?
Oh man, G Hudson, y'all. That's G Hudson. Yeah, it never gets old. Derek never gets old. Okay.
Era and his boys.
All right.
Are back.
Oh, you know what? Tired AWS Cowboy fan. I don't know if you are a fan of Tony Romo. I need to add some Tony Romo ones now that all those AI videos came out, but this can be your drop for now. It's usually let's see. Let me see if I can find it first. Dan's. It's usually Dan's drop, but we'll use it for you.
Hey Tony. Hey Scott. Just finished up the show. Guess I'm gonna head on out of here. Cool. Go home watching some television or something. All right. Enjoy.
Got a young Tony Romo. Y'all remember that
Era
ESPN commercial?
and his boys are back at it.
Let's get back to it. There we go.
What Dak Prescott does. He's also finished second in MVP voting before. I think this is a perfect setup for him to actually go out there and get that MVP. And who knows how much confidence a Dak Prescott, who will be an MVP frontrunner with the best offense in the entire league, can have heading into the playoffs. He hadn't had that amount of momentum since his very first year in 2016, which he didn't have a bad game in.
Do you think you're going to the playoffs this year?
I think we are going to the playoffs.
Did you play that last year before the year started?
No, absolutely not.
So last year, hold up. Last year before the year started, you thought you wasn't going to the playoffs?
Especially after Micah left, I thought our season was over. Yeah.
Okay.
I said that. It's documented. I started believing that later on after we made the trade for what's his name?
Quinn Williams.
Quinn Williams.
Clark.
Quinn Williams. Yeah. That's whenever I started actually believing in the team again. Why are you looking like that, Trey? Fix your face.
Fix
your face.
Will you be content with a Dak Prescott MVP, or would you rather 2 playoff wins?
I haven't watched a player on my team ever win one, so absolutely, I would love that.
You want that more than the?
No, I want playoff wins more than I want an MVP.
MVP.
Of course, I want the team to succeed, but I'll take both.
I think what we really need,
y'all. Let's see. Do I have that Shannon Sharp drop? I have a lot of Shannon Sharp ones. Surely I have this one. I do.
Capital B, capital O, capital A, capital F. Both. Both.
He wants both. Capital B, capital O, capital A, capital F. Both.
Era and his boys. Team to succeed, but I'll take both.
I think what we really need. I've seen Dak play great in the regular season. I've seen that before.
Yep.
Yeah. But what I haven't seen him play great and meaningful games in the playoffs when they need him most. I've seen him play really, really well in playoff games. I have seen that. 1 year against the Bucs, he was lighting it up. But when he played against a really good team that was talented like they were talented against the Niners,
he stunk it up.
He was the reason why they didn't win.
Yeah.
I don't put that solely on him. I think part of it was coaching. I'm telling you, Mike McCarthy, that was not it. The play calls weren't coming through, and they would get delayed games. Then you also had them not understanding the fundamentals. I don't think they were prepared that time for situational football, which is interesting because I heard earlier today that Mike McCarthy, that was something that he's been really key on with the Steelers is getting into situational football. Maybe that's a result of what happened with the Cowboys. I don't know, but it's just interesting to me. My PlayStation username is both these. CDT, there's no way you put that as your username. Dead serious. You said dead serious. That's funny. Yeah, that's fitting for you. That's something you would say.
You play a young Packers team at home. You had a 16 winning streak, game winning streak. Now, defense didn't play great that game, but bro, you went from being one of the top MVP candidates that year to throwing picks and all type of crazy shit.
Yeah.
And they lost.
Yep.
So, I mean, yes, to talk to America about this topic, cool. But the real topic should be, forget the MVP conversation, all that silly talk. Quit the malarkey. We need Dak Prescott to come out big for the Dallas Cowboys, bro. You don't have to wear these shirts that has Super Bowl on them. You don't have to wear these shirts to say, in the 90s we were in this championship game. Why not start it now, though?
Yeah.
Why not you create the narrative? Because all we have so far is you play great in regular season, you're going to get...
kind of lose it with Shady because, Dak Prescott, if you listen to his press conference, he did explain why he wore that t-shirt. Personally, it's like I would have saved that if I actually win a Super Bowl. But I get why Dak did wear it because he talked about, speaking things into existence. And I get why he wanted to wear it. It's like he's always been hesitant, and he said himself, it's been in his closet for 2 years or something like that, and he, never wore it. He's always kind of been hesitant to wear it, and then he just woke up one day and said, F it, and wore it. And I'm glad he did that, to be honest with you. I'm glad he did that. Would I personally do it? Probably not, but I'm not mad that he did it.
Some money, and then we get to the playoffs, you're not gonna make it, or when you do make it, you don't play well against the best competition. That's the truth.
But okay, you tell me this all the time. Winning a Super Bowl is hard.
Yes.
So if we just want to recalibrate our minds and just say that, you know what, Dak Prescott, you just might not be a Super Bowl championship winning quarterback.
I'm gonna say it's the playoffs. It's been 2 years since you've been there. He might, and sometimes, Brian, gonna lie, man, you forget certain things. Damn, yeah. I ain't been here in a minute.
Maybe he'll forget that he was bad. You never know. I mean, you never know.
I agree. They need to go do the work instead of all this cosplaying and talking. That's my thing. I'm about action. It's one thing. That's why it's not even, okay, so Quan brought up earlier that I have Cowboys PTSD. It's not even Cowboys PTSD. It's the fact that I know what it is. I know that it's all talk, not action. And until I see something different, it's like, why would I just keep saying over and over again, they're going to a playoff, they're going to a Super Bowl? I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be a delusional Cowboy fan out here saying those things. It's like, show me the action. Actions speak louder than words. So I'm just not with that BS. And maybe it comes from me being an Alabama fan too, because Nick Saban wasn't about that either. So it is what it is.
But the point I'm getting to is like, okay, somebody's not winning a Super Bowl. Lamar, Josh,
playoffs,
Joe,
playoffs.
Caleb, Jordan Love,
Sam Darnold.
Somebody's not winning a Super Bowl. So, assuming Dak falls into the same conversation of players that never win a Super Bowl, Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers, people aren't winning Super Bowls here. Dak does still need to do something that separates him from Tony Romo. He does still need to do something that separates him from Jordan Love. Because, Shady, you've taught me this in working with you for 5 years now. Everybody can't win.
How Dallas has never had a MVP quarterback. Not even with Troy Aikman. There's never been an MVP quarterback. You had an MVP running back, but never an MVP quarterback.
Super Bowls. Lamar might not, but at least Lamar got 2 MVPs. Josh might not, but Josh got an MVP. Joe might not, but Joe's been to a Super Bowl. Dak still needs to leave his career with something.
I'm okay with that. But also, we've seen Josh Allen not go to a Super Bowl, but always go to the playoffs. That's at the bare minimum. I don't care who's on my roster, how bad it is, how bad defense are. The Bills are always going to be in the playoffs. That's what we know. Do we know that?
Yep. Yes.
We know that. Number 2 is this. And you do need something else other than win championships. You know why? Because everybody's not winning the championship. I keep telling y'all that. Nobody just wins championships all the time.
Correct.
But my brother, have one of them moments where, damn, the team that won the Super Bowl, you battle them right there with them. Like Josh Allen did with Patrick Mahomes at Kansas City. You know what I mean? Like, give us something to really, like, you know what? Dak, it wasn't your fault. Because the last times they've been losing the playoffs, come on, Karen, you a Cowboys fan. Whose fault was it?
I disagree with that.
But okay.
Do not put it solely on one player. I get that the ball runs through the quarterback's hands. I'm not naive to that, right? But you got to think about all the other issues. Oh, man, they got me heated. They got me raging. Didn't take much, did it? Didn't take much for them to get me going. Now I got to try to calm down.
Hey, calm down. I don't like your tone. I don't like your tone. Let's take the decibels down a little bit.
I'm telling you, I think they're dum-dums.
You dum-dums.
With some of the things they say. Because deep down inside, you know what? I will slap all of them. I'm talking about all of them.
I don't show it all the time, but deep down inside, like, I slap shit out of all y'all.
All of them.
Era and his boys.
They say, I don't like, that's where I draw the line. Don't put the blame solely on Dak Prescott. It's like, you do know that the defense has consistently been an issue, right? Couldn't stop a nosebleed. Look at that Green Bay game. Go back to that Green Bay game. Even with San Francisco, with McCaffrey, go back to that. It's like always been something. Better yet, at one point in time, we had the most missed field goals. I'm telling you, that kicker, what was his name? Brett, Brian, something, Meyer, I don't know. Couldn't stand him, missing every field goal. There's always been something. There's always been something to impact Dak Prescott not having success. It's not solely on Dak Prescott. He's not the main reason why they fail.
Dak, it wasn't your fault. Because the last times they've been losing the playoffs, come on, Karen, you a Cowboys fan. Whose fault was it?
It was Dak's.
But okay, let me push back before we move on this. So much stuff matters in these conversations. Kieran, you talk about nuance all the time.
Advocate for the heck of it. Shady just likes to be, controversial and say things that's just off the wall. Care Bear, he's a little bit more reasonable, but even he's like a kiss A-double-S. And Trey, to me, Trey's the only one with common sense.
Josh goes to the playoffs every year. Shout out to Tom Brady leaving. He goes to the playoffs every year. Then who was your toughest opponent? Tua Tagovailoa?
Dallas defense has let them down. Yes, exactly.
Prescott isn't a Jalen Hurts era. And for better or worse, he's in the Jalen Hurts era and the Howie Roseman era.
So Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, and let's say
they own it.
But I'm saying you said something about Tom Brady.
Yes, Tom left. Now Josh goes every year.
So if Tom leaves, right, or if Tom's still there, you tell me that they won't go to playoffs because they go to playoffs still though.
They still make it, but think.
So what's the Cowboys' problem? Because the Eagles are the big dogs.
Big dogs.
Who else is there? The Commanders. Come on, man. The Giants. The Giants game is a guaranteed win.
I'm only saying
the Giants. That's the only team I bet on. When the Cowboys play the Giants, I always bet. I blind bet.
But here's what I'm saying.
I only watch the game.
The Bills made the playoffs every year in large part because they won the division. They won the division like 7 years straight until the Patriots just won the division.
Yeah.
Cowboys can't do that. Eagles are there. They can't do that.
Eagles have been consistent. There's no denying that.
What's the overrated coach from the Patriots?
Belichick.
When Belichick.
Shady. How you forget who Belichick is? What in the world? You forget somebody who's won like 6 or 7 Super Bowls? How you up there talking sports and you can't even remember Bill Belichick?
Won a champ. I mean, I shouldn't say overrated because he's a great coach, but he ain't what y'all allocate. Anyway, when they got blown out by the Bills by 30 points in the playoffs, they both went to the playoffs. What is the excuse? Don't tell me like two to three teams can't make the playoffs in the same division. It happens a lot.
Look, you made it this far.
It's always something with Speakeasy, I tell you. Okay, moving on. Speaking of Derek, we've got some Joe Burrow conversation going on.
Look, we have to talk about TJ Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow today was named the 44th best player in the National Football League as voted on by the players. Number 44 in the NFL Top 100, and he was also out at practice dropping some dimes to Uno. Here he is right here, throwing a little out. Boom, perfectly placed, 2 feet in. That's good in the league, which is what they're in. Guys, do you expect
Joe quarterback in the NFL? Mine is Joe Burrow. Even though I'm a Dallas fan, my favorite quarterback in the NFL is Joe Burrow. He's a talent. And Troy Aikman even said that he is one quarterback who could have played in the 90s because of how versatile Joe Burrow is. The only thing that gets him is the health, is just keep him healthy.
Burrow, the Super Bowl version of Joe Burrow, to make an appearance back this season.
All right, look, Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app, and it's the easiest way to
get it.
My home state and Florida. Most importantly, new users use code Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
I'm telling y'all, man, this our year. Whether we get to the Super Bowl or not, we wrecking shit. That's what we gonna do.
Hey,
y'all remember this? I'm telling you.
Okay, I'm here for it. I'm not mad at it. I'm telling you. So if it was the Cowboys are out and the Bengals are in, I'm going for the Bengals. Depending on who the Bengals play. Man, what if it was like the Bengals versus the Eagles? Ooh, that would be tough. I would still, y'all, I'm not going to lie. I would probably go for the Bengals because I want it so bad for Joe Burrow. If it was the Ravens, if it was Lamar Jackson in it, I would go for Lamar Jackson.
And I know this is a big if. Guys just got to stay healthy. If guys stay healthy and it's defense, we just need y'all to be 17th. You 17 or better, we really wrecking shit. If they top 10, we going to the Super Bowl. Defense top 12, we going to the Super Bowl. If they top 17, we win in the playoff game. That's all we need. We need to know from an offensive standpoint that we don't have to score every possession. If we don't have to score every possession, I don't have to take these chances. If I know the defense is getting stops, I don't owe every possession is not the end of the world type of thing. We got 2 guys that can get open. We're going to run the ball. We got a quarterback that's going to put it where it needs to be at all times. And 44. Come on, bro. You ain't taking 44 players over Joe Burrow. But this is cool. Because like I said, mid-November, we wrecking shit. And you know what, too? We're going to have somebody come on the show Because he got a bone to pick with Acho, so we're going to have him come on the
I
show
wonder who that is.
here shortly. He been hitting me up. Like, hey,
comedian?
I need to get on the show. So, but yeah. Burrow going to be back. Super Bowl, that's expectations. You need so many things to go your way. The ball to bounce your way. You get a call you shouldn't get. But we for sure going to be in the playoffs.
Wow.
Bengals have a better chance of missing the playoffs than making a Super Bowl, and it saddens me because Joe Burrow is him. But T had so many contingencies. I don't know if y'all heard him. We got to stay healthy.
Everybody got to stay healthy.
Defense needs to be in the top, blah, blah, blah.
Top 17, that ain't much to ask though, huh?
Of this defense. I
top 17.
I had to do my research. Who on the defense scares you? Scares you.
See, where quietly, everybody talks about nobody right now. But this is the thing, though.
Okay.
DJ Turner was one of the best corners in the league last year. Nobody ever brings that up. Sure. Nobody ever brings it up. He was one of the best corners in the league last year. We have...
That's interesting. I would think Stingley. I would have thought Stingley from Houston.
Jonathan Allen was a consensus. He was one of the top D tackles in the league for a long time. But all everybody talk about is Dexter Lawrence. So we got two really good D tackles.
Now this is something that I have talked about. I talked about them addressing the defensive issues that they had. Also, I feel like they corrected, some of the offensive line. So I think the Bengals could have a chance here.
Shamar Stewart, Miles Murphy, Cassius Howe, Boye Mafe. Man, goddamn, out of them 4, 2 got to do something.
But none has really.
I mean, we fingers crossed. But it's kind of wishful thinking. I just don't. Honestly, there's just no way they could be as bad as they were last year, bro. It's impossible.
Here's my thing.
Just go to practice.
Healthy is the main thing.
A dangerous thought.
You're taking right now. Boye Mafe is supposed to start at the right rusher. Yeah, then he was a backup last year.
He was.
So you're going to take another team's backup and hope that he can come in and be the
team that was basically the number 1 defense in the league.
Sure, but their weak link was their edge rushers.
We just need 6, 7 sacks from him.
I think you need more than that.
Nah, because if Miles Murphy and or Shamar can live up to where they were drafted, both of them dudes were first-round picks.
Correct.
Or
Jonathan Allen. They added Jonathan Allen to their defense.
Cassius Howe from A&M can show up. Then we can do something. In interior, we're going to be fine in the interior. Mm-hmm. We're going to be fine on the perimeter. It's up the outside with the edge rushers and our linebackers. But offense, we putting up 27 a game. Don't let them get 27.
What are your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I mean, well, your defense unfortunately has been getting roasted today on the timeline. This is a clip, another one of Joe Burrow connecting with Jamar
but look
Chase.
who they going against.
Yeah, no, I mean,
what you expect?
Well, yeah, this is Boye Mafe though. Also, if you see 53 right here, covering, I think a slot receiver here, and just not being the best.
No, you're not going to have everybody be perfect on every play. That's why it's training camp.
Rep for your defense, Jamar just.
That's a great throw.
That's a great throw.
That's a great throw. Should have been a pick and should have been a touchdown.
No, absolutely, both. Yeah, but no, it's just it's rather interesting.
What that mean right there? He did, Acho. When
He's probably telling the safety to come down inside, and then I'm gonna play on the outside.
I'm staying outside.
Yeah, that's all. Probably.
Yeah.
Or just saying, hey, I've gotten the call.
Yeah.
Because I can't turn around and I heard you, Trey. So it's just.
Oh, okay.
I got the call.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah, no.
T, here's my thought though. You know the Ravens are going to be good, and they're probably going to be better.
He came out swinging. Also, the Ravens are going to be better. Man, I do like the Ravens too, y'all.
You know that the Texans are going to be good. You know the Broncos are going to be good. You know the Bills are going to be good. You know the Patriots are going to be good. You know the Chiefs are probably going to be good. There's not a lot of space for y'all. I didn't even mention the Chargers because I don't want to be disrespectful to y'all. But, There's just not a lot of space in the AFC.
The Chargers are going to be better than the Chiefs.
Bet. That's even worse for y'all. There's not a lot of space.
And then you just said you don't expect New England to do much.
I don't expect them to be better than the Bills.
Okay.
But I expect them to win 10-13 because they're just a good football team. You know the Texans are going to be good. Broncos, clearly, they're going to be good.
A whole lot of nothing. All I wanted to know is what they thought about Joe Burrow. And it's clearly they're running around in circles. He's good, but is he good enough to win a Super Bowl? Is the team good enough to win a Super Bowl? Will he stay healthy? You know, the same story. Let's see. Jamar Chase.
What place to start other than Cincinnati, Ohio for the Bengals camp? It was an interesting day one of training camp as Jamar Chase.
Seen this by now. Jamar Chase getting into a fight. You know, we see these training camp fights all the time within the team, so this is no surprise. But it's always funny to see, and especially with Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, he's been a little bit feisty lately. You know, he had that incident of spitting on somebody, and now he's getting feisty. I feel like he could be a hothead at sometimes.
Was getting into a scuffle with some of the DBs on the team. This is the type of fight that we like to see. Here he is throwing DJ Turner's helmet 20 yards downfield as well. You see him right here talking, maybe even about to square up. Everybody looking at him like, bro, you know we can't swing on you, bro. You get paid $40 million a year. I can't sit over here and swing on you. See 35 right there giving him some trash talk. Chase ends up smacking him in the face. Just seems like some competitive nature, getting those juices flowing day one of training camp. This was Jamar right afterwards, though, getting the completion on this pass from Joe Burrow, stepping out of bounds, and then letting D.
Do you think is the biggest trash talker? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm trying to think. Okay, so you got Pickens, CeeDee Lamb. You've got DK Metcalf at the Steelers. Who else do they have? Didn't they add that one guy from the Colts? Anyways, you got, I know for sure DK Metcalf. Giants. Wait, they got rid of, I'm trying to think of who the Giants have now as their wide receiver. Do they have any that are like, to me, I feel like it's Jamar Chase. I ain't gonna lie. I do feel like it's Jamar Chase who's like the biggest trash talker. Chelsea, he's trying to become a problem to get traded like Randy Moss did back in the day. I don't think that about Jamar Chase. I mean, this is just typical behavior. Like, this happens all the time in training camps, so I don't think Jamar Chase is trying to get, like, traded or anything. Because he did... Oh, wait. I mean, he did sign another deal, though. Like, he just signed another deal, so I don't know if I could say that he's trying to get traded. Maybe after this season, he'll want to be traded if it don't go right.
DJ Turner hear it after he tossed his helmet. See if we can hear what he has to say. He's letting them know. One of my favorite parts of the offseason is watching wide receivers do some shit talk during training camp. You guys' reaction to this scuffle on day one in the Bengals training camp?
All right, look. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app, and it's the easiest way to win.
The Giants have as their wide receivers, because I ain't gonna lie, I forgot.
My home state and Florida. Most importantly, new users use code SPEAKEASY. $5 gets you $50 in lineups for free. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Legend. Talk to me.
You know what's wild about it's the first day. Normally this happens probably day 4 or 5.
Yep.
Is Neighbors out? For some reason I thought Malik Neighbors was out. Oh yeah, they did add Odell Beckham Jr. He was known to be a trash talker. Oh yeah, they have Schuster. Okay, that's who the Giants have. All right.
Yeah. Lot day 1.
Yeah.
So they, man, Uno ready to go out the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I didn't like about the catch was, like, why are we literally trying to tackle him?
Mm-hmm.
And he going out of bounds like this, like,
That
why?
might be why Jamar
Stay
had a
up.
problem, is because they were trying to tackle him, and he didn't like that.
Like, we ain't doing nothing without him.
Mm-hmm.
One go down, season over.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what led up to the scuffle. What led up to me grabbing the face mask and tossing the helmet? What led up to that? Because this is day one.
Where's
this is
Hard
practice
Knocks
one.
at? I want to know where's Hard Knocks, because I need the mic'd up moments with that.
Yeah.
And what did Shamar Stewart? Did he get hurt prior to this or after this? But yeah, man, Uno, he ready to go.
Let me ask you this, T, before I chime in and I have thoughts. Big deal or no deal?
No deal.
No deal.
No. I mean, day one, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
But, it could have been a plethora of things that may have pissed him off.
Yeah.
May have been, coach may have pissed him off earlier. Somebody in the meeting. Something may have happened leading up to that. But I've never seen a fight day one of training camp.
So, day 5, no deal. 6, no deal. 7, no deal. 10, no deal. Day 1, small deal. Day 1 of training camp is still a hoorah day. Day 1 of training camp is still a we're teammates day. By day 1 of training camp, I don't hate you yet.
Yeah.
Day 1 of training camp eyes ain't even set in yet. The ugly ones are still ugly and the bad ones are still bad.
But
day 1 of training camp, you don't even feel training camp
There
yet.
have been a lot of shit talking either
OTAs?
prior to getting on the practice field today.
But
it had to have been.
To me, like, the only I'm not gonna sit here and get off my lawn.
Off my lawn. Oh man, that's so funny. It's just typical. Like, this is just typical behavior at training camp, where they get into little trash talking and somebody gets heated, tensions flare. I mean, I've seen it before. One of my favorite clips is between Trayvon Diggs and Amari Cooper when they were both at the Dallas Cowboys. They had a heated little moment, and that was funny.
Gonna be that guy. But I've played enough ball collegiately, professionally, and been around enough ball to know if you in a fight, day one of camp, we just don't really either like or respect each other. Day one. DBs and DBs and wideouts are actually boys.
Yeah.
Like y'all actually hella cool. You know what I'm saying? Running backs and linebackers, we actually cool. We respect each other. During camp, I start to hate them, but day one is still like, that's my dog, bro. We go through. During weightlifting, they put DBs and receivers together. They have the same amount of time to make in conditioning drills. When you're running 6 300s as a conditioning test, DBs and wideouts, they got 48 seconds.
Who's 35?
So like to me, they should be chilling right now.
And you know what's hard with this?
They should be chilling right now. Like, I don't know about all that. I mean, it's training camp. Of course, there's going to be tension. There's going to be trash talking. Things can happen like this.
Jalen Davis.
Okay.
Young bull, huh?
Young, yes. This is what's hard about this. Is because Jamar Chase is one of your pillars. He's one of your best players.
Yep.
So it's like, as a head coach, guys, we got to calm. You can't even really police it. You can't. You get in the meeting and say, hey, guys, we really don't want to be fighting. But you can't police it the way you would want to police as a coach, because many will say, oh, you the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
You're not policing that. Not with him involved in that. You not. Ain't no coach doing that.
T, if you got 4 kids.
4.
Which one's a troublemaker?
Ask him which one's the troublemaker out of all your kids. Man, this proves that there's always a favorite.
And which one's goody two shoes?
Troublemaker. I don't know if I have troublemakers, but the ones that have mouths is my oldest daughter,
Your youngest,
and my youngest daughter. My son, my second daughter.
Yep. Oldest daughter, youngest daughter.
Yes.
Okay, let me paint this picture for you. If your second daughter got into it with wifey,
would shock me.
Bet. If oldest dog got into it with wifey,
would not shock me.
Bet. Jamar Chase last year did get suspended for a game because of an attitude issue, spitting on Jalen Ramsey.
Yes.
Well, I brought this up earlier.
Do you have
I did bring this up earlier with the spitting incident.
Bigger issue with oldest daughter, Jamar Chase in this instance, who has shown a history of his temper costing his team? Do you have any with Jamar Chase being the individual that got into the camp fight? Versus if it was T. Higgins, blah. Do you have an issue like, hey, Jamar, you not the one who can afford to be throwing helmets during practice?
I don't, because if I'm the coach, you know this, what can I do? What can I do? Because when you're Jamar Chase, if he wants to be yelled at by the coach, then you can yell at him.
Yeah.
Because you know, I done been on some teams, you yell at the wrong player, he gonna embarrass you as a coach. He gonna, because what you gonna do? Who the fuck you think you talking to? That's what he gonna say. And the coach is gonna...
refreshing my chat because it wasn't showing me your messages. Rodius, I see you. I know that you said something. Hold on, I just have to read it from my phone. You said Alshon wasn't even getting reps like that. He was holding the pads. That's a fact. That's a fact, Rodius. I'm an only child. I'm always the favorite. Oh yeah, okay. You said I'm the only child. I'm always the favorite. Yeah, you know. I can't remember. I had a health teacher. She had this like chart, and it gave a description of the typical behaviors of an only child, a middle child, you know, the youngest child, what have you, like a description. And it said the only child can tend to be more spoiled, and they want things their way. Like, I'm not saying that about you, Pooh Man, but it was interesting. That was an interesting chart. I was like, kind of like a zodiac sign. I don't put much stock into things like that. I think it depends on parenting, genetics, how your child is going to behave.
Like, oh, they know, if they know that's his personality to go back at the coach, they not yelling at him. At least the teams I've been on, I've never seen a head coach ever yell at one of the best players on the team in a way to kind of check him or belittle him, ever.
But don't.
Oh, Erroneous E, you think that Jamar Chase is trying to get out too? Pooh Man brought this up, and I said I don't know if I believe it because I'm pretty sure he signed a contract. That doesn't mean that's necessarily the case because, you know, you had the spitting incident, you have this on-field issue. So if there's tensions with the team, maybe he does want out. I mean, that would be interesting. Let me find Pooh Man's comment where he said that though. Okay, here we go. Chelsea, he's trying to become a problem to get traded like Randy Moss. That's what Pooh Man brought up. And then you say he's trying to get traded to New Orleans. That would be interesting, y'all. That would be interesting. I don't know, like I said, I don't know his contract agreement. I don't know any of that information. Plus, I mean, he does have a great relationship with Joe Burrow, so I mean, I don't know. We'll see though, because I mean, that when you're seeing a consistent behavior issue like that, there definitely could be some sort of problem where he wants to be traded. He knows he's a star, and since he ain't winning, he wants to go home or to a bigger market. Yeah, that would be fair to say. I will say that, you know, the changes that Cincinnati made in the offseason, I think will, you know, help them. And even, what's his name? Is his name TJ? I can't remember his name. But even he spoke on this about what Cincinnati brought in and the potential that they have. You know, they've got to keep Joe Burrow healthy, or Joe Burrow might even leave.
The best teams have accountability.
Yes.
If this is a pure anarchy is going on in Cincinnati, y'all not finna win anything.
But if the head coach, now I don't know what happened to this or what led to this and what made this take place. If it wasn't Uno's fault, then what you yelling at him for? And so we just see the helmet toss. We don't see everything else.
Would you yell at him for this?
All right, that's neither here nor there. Let's just go back to where they were slinging helmets and all that, because I want to see the fight one more time.
What place to start other than Cincinnati, Ohio for the Bengals camp? It was an interesting day one of training camp as Jamar Chase was getting into a scuffle with some of the DBs on the team. This is the type of fight that we like to see. Here he is throwing DJ Turner's helmet 20 yards downfield as well. You see him right here talking, maybe even about to square up. Everybody looking at him like, bro, you know we can't swing on you.
Get up in your face and just start trash talking. It's hilarious. You know, they're squabbling out there, y'all. They squabbling. Let's see. I know I have that drop too. Let's see. It's under movies and TV shows.
Yeah! They squabbling out there now. Yeah!
Oh man, too funny, y'all. They squabbling. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the Bengals report, because on the Pat McAfee show, they did have a report today. I don't know what all was said, but let's listen to what is in this video.
Ben, baby!
Yeah, baby! Hell yeah.
And I gotta correct you off jump though. I teach at SMU, went to North Texas, so a bit of a difference.
Okay, teach, professor. Sorry, yeah, we did have researchers do that. And researchers named Connor.
Hand up, Ben. Listen, I don't need angry calls from the alma mater saying you ain't repping us properly, so go Mean Green, baby.
I understand.
Home of Joe Mean Green, by the way. Home of Joe Mean
Good luck with Neil Brown this year.
Okay, we like that. Neil Brown's the new head coach. He was wearing a backpack for the University of Texas the last 3 years. He should be phenomenal for North Texas.
Did you ever send me your drop? Hold on, we're 34 seconds into this. But did you ever send me your drop? If not, it's not a big deal. I don't know if I got it in the Discord or not. Let me see. Let me check. Pooh Man might have sent me one. Oh, wait. What's this one? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, Pooh Man, you sent me the one with, ain't nobody got time for that, because I said I need to add that as a drop. That's funny, Pooh Man. Okay, not yet. You didn't send me one yet. That's cool. We can use the one that I have for Pooh Man as yours.
Rolex wearing. Woo! Diamond ring wearing. Woo! Kiss stealing. Woo! Wheeling dealing. Woo!
Shout out to you, Project Leroy. Okay, and we have Erroneous E in the building as well. Gotta play Erroneous E's drop. Let's see. Erroneous E. Here we go.
Hey, you a bad.
Shout out to Erroneous E. Oh, shout out to KJ in the building. KJ, I need to make your drop D-Money yelling at you, because I think when D-Money gets into his little rants, it's always fun to see.
Baby!
Yeah. Here we go. Back to it.
For the University of Texas the last 3 years. He should be phenomenal for North Texas. We like them in green. We also appreciate that you're joining us. Okay, you're live from Cincinnati Bengals training camp. The only thing
Pooh Man is not a Colts fan. Just so we're clear, Pooh Man's not a Colts fan. It's just what they say. You know, they do the Ric Flair quote, so that's the only reason why I have that as his. He sent me that, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna make that his drop. The greatest mod in the YouTube streets. But it works for Project Leroy too.
Is multiple fights. Can you tell me if that is kind of a difference in the defensive edge coming into this year, or what is the big storyline for you right now?
Yeah, I think that defensive tenacity is something that they've been talking about a ton. And it's funny, when all this was going down, I mean,
the International Quiet Storm is our show sponsor. Shout out to you. International Quiet Storm, you must be like ear hustling, you must be busy. I'm so glad that I checked my messages. You know that I'm bad to do that. But shout out to you for sponsoring today's show. Let's add your name to the list for being the playmaker of today's show. You are the MVP. All right, here we go. Oh, I brought it back to the main screen. Hold on.
Ben, baby!
There we go.
Yeah.
While this plays, I'm going to check the Cash App message, see what the International Quiet Storm had to say.
He was wearing a backpack for the University of Texas the last 3 years. He should be phenomenal for North Texas. We like the Mean Green. We also appreciate that you're joining us. Okay, you're live from Cincinnati Bengals training camp. The only thing we've really seen is multiple fights. Can you tell me if that is kind of a difference in the defensive edge coming into this year, or what is the big storyline for you right now?
Yeah, I think that defensive tenacity is something that they've been talking about a ton. And it's funny, when all this was going down, I mean, Jamar Chase was where I'm sitting last week, and he was talking about, I've never seen that from Jalen Davis, that they were wanting to draw a little bit from DJ Turner. And talking to these guys and Brian Cook, their new safety, they wanted to come out and kind of set that intensity. And they said, listen, you can't be pushed around in this league. You've got to be a physical defense, and they feel like they've really upped the ante this year. You know, I was just in the locker room just a few minutes ago on the other side of that wall talking to linebacker Barrett Carter, and he said he feels like they're just now hitting their floor, and that floor is quite high. They feel like they're making a lot of progress because they know they were not good last year, and they've got to be better if they want to get back into the playoffs.
We saw Joe Burrow throw an absolute...
I feel like they got to be good just to keep Joe Burrow. Because Joe Burrow, y'all remember that press conference where he was like, you know, if I want to keep doing this for a long time, something's gonna have to change. And he looked very disappointed in that team and organization. And sure enough, right after all that, they start bringing in pieces that were missing. They start getting deals done with the offensive line. So we'll see what happens with the Bengals. Clearly, the quarterback position and the wide receivers is not an issue because you have Jamar Chase and Higgins, but there was a lot of other pieces missing.
To Jamar Chase. Feels like they're on fire. Obviously, the offense is expected to score 50, 60 points a game. Is that reality for Cincinnati, and is that how they're viewing it? Or are we going to run the ball a little bit more? Are we going to be a little bit more balanced
Shout out
team,
to
you
the
think,
International Quiet Storm. Y'all, he said supporting the show. International Quiet Storm, you made my day. That was very, very kind of you. Y'all, drop a football emoji in the chat or a trophy emoji if you've got an iPhone, or, you know, I don't know if Android has that, but drop a trophy emoji or a football emoji for the International Quiet Storm for being a playmaker of today's show.
Listen, Pat, I think we're going to start playing maybe a little more Midwestern football to a degree, potentially. A nice balance between the run and the pass, which as a Texan, I don't know if I love. But in the AFC North, you've got to play ball a certain way. And they've got to try to figure out a way to find that harmony between the run and the pass, something that's been talked about a ton. We've seen a lot of under center stuff in training camp. It's been a big topic of conversation.
So
Joe
more
Burrow,
under center. You know, this is interesting with Joe Burrow. He's the type that could play shotgun or under center. It doesn't really matter. This is something that Troy Aikman's talked about as well. But we have Tiffany in the building. We're at 211. Let's play Tiffany's drop. I'm also going to play the International Quiet Storm's drop because and shout out to you, Pooh Man. Thank you for dropping a trophy emoji in the chat for the International Quiet Storm. And shout out to you, Erroneous E, for doing the same. But I want to play Tiffany's drop, and then I'm going to play the International Quiet Storm's drop as well, since he's the show sponsor. Let's see. Starting off with Tiffany. Here we go, Tiffany. Shout out to you, Tiffany. And shout out to the International Quiet Storm for sponsoring today's show.
Hey man, say man, word of the day, man. One bitch, two bitch, old bitch, new bitch. I ain't fucking with no hoe that don't do shit. So all you tired ass hoes, always asking for food, ain't never in the mood, bitch, fuck you. It's pimping, hoe. Fuck you talking.
Oh man, shout out to the International Quiet Storm. Alright, y'all, back to
Ben, baby!
Honestly, kind of getting bored with this topic with the Bengals because it's like the same thing, but I'll stick around for a little bit longer.
Trying to figure out a way for to find that harmony between the run and the pass, something that's talked about a ton. We've seen a lot of under center stuff in training camp. It's been a big topic of conversation. Now, Joe Burrow, specifically a shotgun guy for the bulk of his career, he's preferred that a good amount. He did say, listen, we've adapted over the years, and he's open to doing whatever the offense needs to be successful. And as teams try to take away Jamar Chase, take away T. Higgins, they've got to find a way to get Chase Brown those explosive plays on the ground, those explosive runs. They feel like that's what this team is missing, and they want to go out and be explosive again, because when they were cooking in 2021 and 2022, they were hitting those big plays. They just haven't been there. And so this offseason, they're trying to manufacture those so they can get those playmakers and get them what they're doing, what they paid them for.
We're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals here.
Back to what they had a few years ago. That makes sense. Obviously, we'll see if they can make it happen. But I want to move on, y'all. I want to move on. I want to get into the main topic of the event, which is what Aaron Rodgers had to say on the Pat McAfee show today. Y'all, he threw shots at ESPN. You want to talk about Ryan Clark probably not ever getting hired back over there after what he said on the pivot? Well, you could equally say the same thing about Aaron Rodgers. I thought maybe he would be addition to the Pat McAfee show, but you know, the Pat McAfee show is not only on YouTube, but it's also on ESPN. I don't know if ESPN would want Aaron Rodgers on there. If they do have him on there, it's got to be after they stop airing the Pat McAfee show on ESPN. So it'd be like the second half of the show that he comes on, which is around the time you have AJ Hawk on as well. It was something else, but here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a four-time MVP, an absolute icon. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, starting quarterback. Not yet. We got 8 minutes until the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers is here.
Okay, so like I said, I watched this earlier today. Now, I didn't hear every little detail, but something that I just picked up on is I noticed that Aaron Rodgers asked, are we live? Are we still live? And then he's like, no, it's like 8 minutes till we switch to the YouTube part of the show, where it's like only on YouTube. It's no longer airing on ESPN. But I think Aaron Rodgers wanted to know, are we still live on ESPN? Because he was wanting to get out the most information, firing shots at ESPN that he could before they switched over to only being live on YouTube. Y'all, it's gonna get spicy, let me tell you.
All right, Coach Mike on his way out. I see a couple of the lads, Pat Fryermuth, who saved a baby, and DK Metcalf, who is a physical specimen. Unbelievable. That's my first time getting eyes on DK Metcalf in real life. Holy shit, what is that thing? That's an unbelievable specimen right there.
Specimen.
Good for you, dude. Good for you, man.
All right, let's go. We only got 8 minutes. We got a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do.
He said we only got 8 minutes. We got a lot to talk about. I do know for a fact at the end, near the end, he told Pat McAfee, I guess ahead of time, that, hey, I got a lot to say. And, you know, Pat McAfee was game for it. I'm just like, wow. Like, just watch, y'all. Just watch.
Yes, we do. Okay, first of all, congratulations on another year, dude. We are very happy that you're still in ball. We're still very happy that you're doing it. Very happy. Pittsburgh Steelers fans also pumped. Tone Diggs didn't like that he had to wait again. He was a little bit mouthy during that whole part.
I don't care.
Do you know why, Aaron? No. Because I got to defend you the entire time you're making a decision, because I took an oath when I was born to defend every player on this team.
Full of it. Let me tell you, Tone Diggs was just like G Honda. Y'all remember G Honda in the chat talking about how Aaron Rodgers is going to retire? He's done. He ain't going to be at the Steelers no more. I said, listen here, G Honda. You better get used to it, because Aaron Rodgers is coming back and he's going to be your quarterback. And here we are. And now look at you. Look at you, G Honda. You're hyping up your quarterback now. Now that you know that he's returning, you're like, okay, I'll switch my tune. But before that, you were saying, no, he's gone. He's not staying. He's retiring. You called him, G Honda, this is another good one. You called him the one-armed man. You were criticizing him so heavy. And I said, you better stop doing that. You better stop doing that, because he's going to come back. And here we are. It's just another moment where I ended up being right.
Team. So when I hear people mad that you're taking your time, I got to defend them, and then they get mad at me. So yeah, it was very selfish of me.
Smoke and Talk in the building. 114 is where we are at. Let's play Smoke and Talk's drop. I like playing your drop, Smoke and Talk, because you know I defend Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, ball till you fall.
Ball till you fall, Smoke and Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a four-time.
Back to it. 114 is where we were at. Let's see. Here we go.
Taking your time, I got to defend them, and then they get mad at me. So yeah, it was very selfish of me.
You remember, I called it. I called that out. I was like, man. Oh no, it's documented. Even Tiffany knows it. It's documented. I was saying from the start, Aaron Rodgers is returning. You, however, G Honda, was calling him the one-arm man. Hey, G Honda, you don't want this. I'm telling you, you don't want this smoke, because I'm telling you, I will go back through my chats, my live chat, and find exactly where every time you said the one-arm man, Aaron Rodgers, and where you said he's not coming back. I will go back through my messages, find all of them, and bring them up and show everybody, and show where I said, hey, G Honda, you better get used to it because he's returning. I will go back through my lives and gladly show you the evidence.
But I'm glad you're back.
He didn't miss a single day. Okay, was also here in the offseason. We appreciate that. Now,
I missed, I didn't miss any OTAs that I wasn't, excused from.
Some stuff.
Excused from.
But we talked about.
I need to be right. No, like, I mean, I will tell you when I'm wrong about things. Like, there's plenty of things that I'm wrong about. But when I'm right, don't discredit me. That's what I don't like, is when people try to belittle me or discredit me or act like I don't know what I'm talking about. That's when I get upset, and then I turn around and show you where, hey, remember when you said this? That's what I don't like, G Honda. So it's not about, a need to be right. Because I'm going to be wrong at times. Like, there's definitely times where I've said things where, I've had to correct things. I mean, I'm not perfect. Everybody knows that.
A couple times today, because you've been very open about coming back for this year, last rodeo, and you talked about your wife saying, hey, have another year. Mike McCarthy being here, obviously a big deal. Can you tell us about the mindset of coming into your last season?
I'm petty. Now, I will get petty when CDT Beats, I swear, CDT Beats, if you're still here, CDT, I swear you've rubbed off on me, because CDT Beats is known for being petty. And it's like, now I'm starting to get that way. I'm starting to defend myself more, and I'm not mad at it. I think it's made me a better person. Like, it's not as easy to walk over me as it used to be.
Like, that's a real thing, it feels like, because is everything better? Is everything funner? Is everything more awesome? Like, how do you kind of view this year versus maybe the years of the past?
I'm going to plead the fifth.
Okay.
His arm. He didn't break his arm. He only, I think it was like a thumb or something like that. It was a thumb injury, and he didn't even miss that many games. But you were out here saying that he broke his arm.
Okay.
Like
gotta love that guy. Okay.
Like that absolute coward, Tony Fauci. Absolute coward.
Yeah.
There, it's back, baby.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, 111
You
times.
got a pardon and you're in front and you pleaded over 100 times at the White House? What are you scared of, Tony?
Yeah.
I thought you were the science.
Yeah.
I thought you were I am science, and you get up there and you can't answer a question?
Yeah.
What are we doing? And how much time did the network spend to that? How much time did they spend on my responses every week, on my vaccination status, on Taylor and Travis's wedding?
He goes off. You hear him talking about the political stuff. For those of you who don't know Aaron Rodgers, if you've never seen him in interviews, like, I've done a lot of research on this guy. Like, I've watched every interview I can with him just to learn as much information. Every time he was on Pat McAfee, I was studying it, because this is what you do in journalism, right? You try to do as much research as you can about somebody so you know how they tick. And Aaron Rodgers is very political when it comes to certain things, and he's also kind of a conspiracy theorist. And he goes off on everything that happened with 2021. I don't want to say, y'all, I remember on TikTok, they were very, very particular about if you said anything about that time in 2021. It was all over your platform. They put you like information labels on there, everything. So I don't know. I'm new to the YouTube game. I'm kind of afraid to say too much about that one word still. But I'm telling you, he went off about this. Let me go back a little bit. When he starts.
You got a pardon and you're in front and you pleaded over 100 times at the White House. What are you scared of, Tony? I thought you were the science.
Yeah.
I thought you were I am science, and you get up there and you can't answer a question.
Yeah.
What are we doing? And how?
Honda, he has never broken his arm. G Honda, you want to make me so? We're about to search this now because G Honda, I'm telling you, he didn't break his arm. He hurt his finger. It was something not even that serious. He only missed a few games. Hold on, y'all. I'm Googling right now because G Honda got me heated. Y'all, I gotta calm down. Hold on, where are we at? 213. I gotta calm down. This is G Honda's fault, y'all. Let's see.
Hey, calm down. I don't like your tone. I don't like your tone. Let's take the decibels down a little bit. Hey, calm down. I don't like your tone. I don't like your tone. Let's take the decibels down a little bit. Hey.
So, week 11, November 16th, which this is great to know. This is great to know because I will go back through my live streams and show you G Honda every time I discuss this with you. Because you were out there saying he broke his hand, and I'm like, stop saying he broke his hand. So he did not have to have surgery. Clearly, he did not break his hand. If he broke his hand, he would have had surgery. So it says that he did not require surgery. He missed one game, G Honda, and then returned a couple weeks later. Like, what are you talking about, G Honda? And it was his so his left wrist was fractured. That was all it was. He missed one game. And you're trying to put it out there that he broke his hand. Why are you doing that to your own quarterback? Tell me, G Honda, what is the reasoning? Because I want to know how. I want to know how you can be saying something like that. You got me so heated right now.
How? Hold on, bro. How? How you? I'm saying, how? Like, talk to me, bro.
Like, you out of pocket for this, G Honda.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
What do you gain from that, G Honda? Like, what do you gain? I want to know what you gain from saying that Aaron Rodgers broke his hand. He didn't break his hand. And this is what I think about whenever you start talking, G Honda.
Because you keep up a lot of bullshit out of it. Like, and then you, how old is your ass?
41.
A grown ass goofy.
Grown A-double-S goofy.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is
Aaron Rodgers broke his hand. Where was I at? I was raging, y'all. I'm calm now. Okay, I promise I'm calm. That's exactly. You said he broke his arm. There's a difference between saying somebody broke something and saying somebody fractured something. Do you see the journalistic error here? Do not be reporting on somebody breaking a bone. That's a major injury. That requires surgery. Don't report that he broke something. Like, don't, you have to be careful with what you're saying.
Times at the White House. What are you scared of, Tony? I thought you were the science. I thought you were I am science, and you get up there and you can't answer a question. What are we doing? Baby. And how much time did the network spend to that? How much time did they spend on my responses every week, on my vaccination status, on Taylor and Travis's wedding? Did they do even a minute? Did they do even a minute on Tony Fauci?
No, I don't think I've heard anything.
he's going heavy on them because every time they were criticizing Aaron Rodgers, and I get it. I get why Aaron Rodgers is heated over this because they really did heavily criticize him when it wasn't necessary. And he's like, you know, they were so focused on me saying this and saying that. Why weren't they reporting on all these other facts? Y'all, he drops information on the Patriots. Like, he doesn't name names, but he gets into it.
They didn't.
But on that note.
Then there was another scandal this offseason, too, involving a voter for MVP.
Y'all, he's getting into Mike Rabal and Diana Rossini because Diana Rossini had a vote and who was going to be MVP for coaches. Y'all, I'm telling you, he said the most in the 8 minutes he had on air with ESPN.
Coach of the year. How much time did your network spend? Where's your cap? Did your network spend on that?
Our network.
I wish I could Fauci. Go back to Fauci. I wish I could Fauci. This is awesome.
Go back to Fauci? Yeah. Go back to the coward Tony Fauci in science.
Hold on now.
Who's spending the entire time writing in his diary about how fun it is to be famous. You got to be kidding me.
Okay, so on that note.
What are you going to say about me now?
Debate him.
What are you going to say about me now?
No, I got no debate here. You had a 500.
No, seriously, what are they going to say about me now? Now that you can't talk about the COVID stuff because
Still going off. Pat McAfee, you could tell Pat McAfee, you know, he's wearing an earpiece here. I don't know if people, for those of you who are in media, you know this, but, you know, Pat McAfee has an earpiece. He has a producer telling him, hey, you got to cut this out. You've got to switch subjects. You've got to bring in another conversation because he's getting out of hand. I'm telling you, when Pat McAfee was trying to switch the subject or bring up another conversation, Aaron Rodgers is still going off about all this. It was chaos to me. I was like, what is going on right now when I was watching this earlier?
obviously it was made, you know, in a lab in China. That's like not even questionable anymore. Tony Fauci is an absolute criminal.
Fauci being a criminal, like, I mean, he got political. He got into all the little scandals going on in the NFL. Like, I mean, this was the absolute most.
I'm on good terms with my family. I'm on good terms with my family. What are you going to say now? What are you going to say now?
I want to let you know. It's been a fun ride for you, I would assume, over the last couple.
It's been a great life and a great career. And it's nice to be sitting on this side now, especially after that coward played the fifth over 100 times.
Okay.
I thought you had a part in there, Tony. Why couldn't you answer one question the entire time?
Okay, we got 4 minutes until the heart out.
Yeah, I got 4 more.
Pat McAfee's reminding him, hey, 4 minutes till the hard out, which is talking about ESPN. They're going to be switching from ESPN coverage to just fully being on YouTube. So he's talking about, you know, you got 4 minutes to say some more things, and then we're switching. So this was just insanity.
We keep this shit going. We keep it going.
Anything else?
I got at least 4 minutes.
Okay,
There's a lot of silence, though, but I will say this: I gotta give flowers to.
Here's the thing: it wasn't about them laughing about, you know, that time period in 2021. It was about Aaron Rodgers being right. He said the measures that they were taking were unnecessary. Like, he gets into it. He gets into all the ridiculous things that the NFL had them doing. And then, we've later learned so much information about what was the truth and what wasn't. And ultimately, Aaron Rodgers ended up being right about a lot of it, which is sad. Like, you know, looking back on it, it's sad that's something that you don't want to be right about. But they're not making fun of what happened in 2021. They're just pointing out what was failed to the American people.
Stephen A. Smith, my old friend Stephen A., because he was man enough to actually admit and apologize to Kyrie Irving.
Yes,
so I got to give a shout out to my guy, Stephen A. You are not a coward. I appreciate you.
Okay, can we talk about, we'll wrap up that.
You know, we all know how Stephen A. is, but anyways, here we go.
Other than that, there's been a lot of silence, I feel like, you know, like 19 seconds about one subject. Oh, don't talk about that. You know, we can talk about Rex Ryan's foot fetish, but please don't talk about anything else right now.
Rex Ryan. I mean, this is what I'm telling you. He said the absolute most. Bringing up Rex Ryan having a foot fetish. And then he talks about Ryan Clark. He does get into Ryan Clark being fired.
Don't talk about, any scandals involved. Don't talk about, pop culture. Talk about Taylor and Travis's wedding. Yeah, what do the insiders know about that? But don't talk about, shit that actually has to do with our business or righting wrongs.
Can we remind people? Can we remind people a little bit why you're doing all this? Can we remind people?
No, I don't care.
Okay, so in 2000.
McAfee was wanting to remind people why Aaron Rodgers was airing all this information out. And he said, I don't care. He said, I don't give a dang. Oh, man, y'all.
2020. Okay, we were there for all of this.
2021.
Sorry, 2021.
It really went down.
Okay, there was a 500-page report
twice
that Aaron looked into with many doctors about his body and said vaccination. Now, that became a talking point of COVID, I believe, around the entire globe. And the only reason why I know that is because
I was coming on the show every week. We were talking.
I was called a murderer because
if you don't remember, I do at least. But there was a time where Aaron Rodgers was speaking, like he has a lot of heat or grudge, I should say. He has a lot of grudges towards how the media and the NFL handled, that time in 2021 and how they treated him. And he was talking about it at another point in time when he was on the Pat McAfee show, because y'all know that he has been a frequent guest on the Pat McAfee show at times. And people thought, okay, he's out. He's not going to be on the show anymore. The Pat McAfee show, they were clever with their tactic of how they were marketing this for views, but they said, yeah, he's gone. The next week, he was back, but just a different day and time. So they kind of twisted the words around, and people were like, what? I thought you said that he was going to be gone. And it's like, no, we said that he was going to be gone, but we didn't say he wasn't going to be doing a different time. So they were clever with it. Anyways.
I was platforming Aaron Rodgers, who was making the decision that was best for himself. So as soon as I see all this start happening with Fauci, I knew that, boy, you were certainly having a time, because your name was slandered. You were called a murderer. You were called a lot of things. And
I was endangering my teammates and this and that. Now look what happened. We talked about they suppressed early treatments. They lied about where it came from.
Here we go, y'all. He's getting back into it again. And this is where you really see all the dirty business that went on with handling that incident that happened in 2021.
Tony Fauci's writing in his journal about, I don't want to, create any vaccine hesitancy if I tell them what the actual stats are. How many papers have been written? How many McCulloughs and Malones and all the great doctors out there who actually did treatment on the front end and repurposed drugs that are the safest profiles in the world. But no, Tony Fauci pushing his medicine just like he did back in the 80s. And now, when you have an auto pen pardon.
Hey, Jay, you know what happened.
You have an auto pen pardon. 2 minutes. But and you can't answer one question.
Hey, now real quick.
Not even your name. Come on. What are we doing? And how much time?
McAfee's trying to interrupt him. He's trying to change the subject here.
Network spend on that.
Hey, can we do something for you real quick?
How much time?
Hey, can we do something for you real quick?
Yeah.
Hey.
Aaron Rodgers asked how much more time I got on ESPN, because I got more to say.
Way to stand on your truth throughout the entirety of that thing.
Oh, I feel great about it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you should.
I feel great about it.
Congratulations.
I told you I'd be on the right side of history when I had that mustache that we were in New York.
Yeah, but you had that Halloween party, though, that killed a lot of people, remember? You had that Halloween party.
Oh, yeah. When we were a 10,000 square foot warehouse with 21 people, and, the I Am Science says 6 foot of distancing. That'll be a good thing. If we can scare them enough, they'll probably take this vaccine that's had 0 trials done for it. You have no idea what the consequences are.
Well,
There's no informed.
I don't know if you all are familiar with the study of the vaccine, but it later came out that a lot of younger people have heart issues that developed from the vaccine, which is scary to think about. To be honest, I think it caused issues for me. I'm not even gonna hold you. I think it did, because I noticed like my blood pressure wasn't, where it used to be. They say that age can be a factor with that, but I'm still young, and I'm like, where is this coming from? Because it's like I've never had an issue until after that vaccine, and come to find out that many of the younger people who had the vaccine say that it possibly contributes to that. I know that they brought up Hamlin. If you remember Damar Hamlin from the Bills, who collapsed on the field, they brought up him having the vaccine and then collapsing on the field. Now, there's no, proof that that's what caused it, but people speculate that.
Consent. You can't even look at the insert to know what you're doing. They're not even, pulling the plunger back to make sure that they got it in the right spot in the arm. Like, what are we even talking about here? The insanity. I sat here amongst a lot of actually brave Americans who avoided the $1 trillion propaganda campaign that was hijacked on the American public, and look at us now.
Hey, way to go.
Do you have anything to say? Do you have anything to say?
We will be back tomorrow on TV, live from Indianapolis. That's MVP Aaron Rodgers. Okay, good. And now we're digital. Now we continue.
Now you can really let it
okay. Now we will continue. I want to let you know, good for you, man.
Yeah.
Just because everything that was said about you for years and years by a lot of people, man. There were some powerful positions coming out saying you were the worst person on earth.
Remember 8 Mile, right? In the last rap, you remember what he does?
Seen the movie 8 Mile. Isn't that shocking? I've never seen it. I know some of the famous clips from the movie, but I've never watched 8 Mile. Isn't that with Eminem? You know why I haven't watched 8 Mile? It's because I thought it was scary. I thought something bad happened in the movie, and I didn't want to watch it, so I've never seen it. Next time it comes on, maybe I should watch it. I know that Anthony Mackie was in that movie because he had a cool interview discussing that scene, the rap battle scene at the end, I think it was. But yeah, maybe I should watch that.
Yeah, against Papa Doc. He basically said, "This is all the shit you're gonna say about me, right?"
Yeah.
It's like all these different narratives.
You said that your cousin ended up having congestive heart failure. That's a very real thing. Yeah, from the vaccine. Like, it's been a proven fact that the vaccine has caused, and I don't know how old your cousin was, but a lot of the younger people have a lot of heart issues now because we didn't know what we were putting in our bodies. It's very scary. I'm just saying. Chelsea, I sent you my drop and tagged you in the Discord. Okay, shout out to that, Project Leroy. I'll save it tonight and I'll add it for tomorrow if I'm live. I know some people whose lives were saved from vaccines, so to each his own. Yeah, Tiffany, two things can be true, right? People can have, there's side effects to everything, Tiffany. Like I always talk about, there's pros and cons to everything. And you just got to be informed. That's where I think it was messed up with how they handled it, because they really misled the American people with the vaccine. At first, you remember they said, oh, you only need one vaccine and you're good. Well, then it came out, oh, wait, you need a follow-up vaccine. Actually, you need to have this each year. So they kept changing it. They kept moving the goalpost on this vaccine, and I think that's where it caused a lot of problems. I think it would be different if they had been informed and knew what they were putting in their bodies and how it was supposed to work, but the fact that they didn't do that is where it becomes an issue. But yeah, two things can be true. Like, there's always going to be pros and cons to everything. We all know with medications, there's always going to be side effects. Nothing is going to be perfect, but you at least want to be informed and know what's going on with the vaccine.
He's this, he's that, blah, blah, blah. His family hates him.
Yeah,
he's a murderer.
That was it's a very real thing. Like, sometimes you just don't even want to think about it. I mean, you could contribute that to like PTSD from that period of time, but it's difficult to even comprehend what went on that year.
Endangering old people, all the bullshit over the years. Like, just keep it 100. That's all I'm saying. Just keep it 100. I'm not taking this fucking victory lap.
Kinda.
It's just like
I think we should kinda.
Then start it.
Kinda. Yeah, it feels like you kinda should. Now, on that note,
seriously, come on. What
We got
are
to
we
worry about
talking
ball
about?
at some point. But on that note, I am very thankful that you are having this experience that you're having because, boy, it got real loud. You were a very terrible person.
Years.
I mean, it was, and I was the reason why I know this. I was next to you
What
in
is the
those
network
mentions.
doing? Like, you have literally an individual that maybe used to work at ESPN that covers our league at the highest level.
Yeah, I lost people to COVID too, which, you know, like I said, it's difficult to even think about what went on in 2021. I mean, that was just that was ridiculous. How all that was handled, that was like, that's why I don't trust the government. That's why I don't trust it.
And there's a major scandal, and it's just like nobody can fucking talk about it. What are we even doing
personal
here?
lives are personal lives. I feel like you,
Now, let me back up a little bit because this is where he talked about Ryan Clark, I think. Let's see.
ESPN that covers our league at the highest level, and there's a major scandal, and it's just like nobody can fucking talk about it. What are we even doing
personal
here?
lives are personal lives. I feel like you of all people should know that.
I understand, but if it's affecting certain things, if there's leaks going on, if there's tampering going on, if that person is also
Ryan Clark, how there was leaks and everything. Now, here's my thing with Ryan Clark, and I talked about this. Like, you know, I think Ryan Clark shouldn't have been fired. I think he's still a talent. Do I agree with everything he says? No. But here's my thing with Ryan Clark. It's the fact that he talked about how he didn't want to be let go of ESPN. He loved his job. And it's like, okay, well, if that's true, if you genuinely loved your job, why did you keep saying things that crossed the line that you knew would get you fired? To me, that just doesn't seem like somebody who genuinely loved their job if he was willing to risk it all. Anyways, I'll keep it pushing.
an MVP voter and a Coach of the Year voter. Remember when I won MVP in 2021?
Yeah, Harbaugh.
And that bum in Chicago?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's real life. Like, how are we allowing these people to have an impact?
Pornhub our Kush is what we call him.
I remember his
money. He said, never seen 8 Mile is policy violation. Please report to HR and turn in your key card. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, D-Money. Who do you think you are? Actually, don't answer that. I ain't trying to cross the line with D-Money. I ain't gonna lie. D-Money and Ty Pro, those are two people like you just do not want to have on your bad side. I promise you. But D-Money, I will correct it. I will watch 8 Mile and I will correct this issue, okay? So please have mercy on me. Shout out to you, D-Money.
name. Okay, so on that note, good for you, man. Hey, actually.
That baby 8.
I told these boys I was bringing it today.
Did you tell Bert that?
Bert loves it.
Yeah,
Bert loves it.
Dude, if you just go back and search Aaron's name, and you should take this in. You should take this in.
Yeah. Well, there's probably some,
oh, definitely.
courageous individuals back there.
Okay. I was about to say, there's no need to bury anybody back here.
No, and
I'll say this, because I know that you were very critical of Aaron Rodgers before you found out that he was going to be your quarterback again, which I told you he would be. But I'll say this. You were not the only Steelers fan that was like this, because Tone Diggs from the Pat McAfee show, who is a Steelers fan, was also very critical of Aaron Rodgers and saying similar things as to what you were saying, G Honda. So don't feel too bad. You weren't the only Steelers fan criticizing him. Of course, you all switched your tune once, you found out who's going to be your quarterback again. But I'm just saying, don't feel too bad.
Some courageous individuals.
That's
like
all
that.
you do that, because there was a lot of enemies of yours, man. And once again, I would like to say the only reason why I know that is because you have the ability to disappear from the internet, and I think you get updated on everything and you see everything. Man, I'm on there every day.
I don't see everything. I get updated on certain things. Now Bert's my update. You know, he'll tell me, "Hey, this guy thrashed you. Or this guy said this, or be alert for this." You know.
Okay, so can we talk about some of the things you mentioned there that they can't kill anymore?
Whatever, yeah.
You being back with your family, awesome. Hey, let's go.
Go, Rob.
It's both sides. Obviously, it's both sides. A lot of people publicly have
I think the tactic is with Aaron Rodgers getting back on good terms with his family. To be honest, I think it's a tactic to please the NFL, because I feel like with all the scandals that have went on throughout Aaron Rodgers' career and everything that has been said about him, one thing that they, tried to bash him for is having boundaries with his family, which is unfortunate. I think if there was an unhealthy relationship, by all means, Aaron Rodgers had the right to set boundaries and not associate with them. But nonetheless, he reconciled with his family, and I think that was an attempt to please the NFL, get back on their good side. We'll see what happens with the Steelers this upcoming season, because it's like, all these pieces coming together. Could the NFL favor Aaron Rodgers' last year? We'll see. Let me play D-Money's drop, y'all. And I gotta play Go Creekry's drop. We're at 10:05. So let me go ahead and play their drops. I've been slacking.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Yes, I know the Muffin Man. Who lives on Drury Lane?
Shout out to you, Go Creekry. Also, we have D-Money in the building. Make sure y'all are subscribed to Go Creekry and D-Money. I have 3 for D-Money. D-Money, I need to have you just your own little folder at this point.
Oh, and can you bring my coleslaw on a separate plate? I hate it when it touches my bread.
Shout out to you, D-Money. I am not going to play all the drops, but we already know which ones you got.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now.
All right, back to it. We were at 10:05. He says some more things, y'all. He gets into his exes. He gets into so much that I was just like, wow.
It's both sides. Obviously, it's both sides. A lot of people publicly have killed you for this entire thing. We have always said, like, hey, Aaron also has his side of this entire story, for the fact that that's going to come together. And now...
honestly, the reason there was a schism and the reason we're back together is nobody's fucking business.
Agreed.
And I gave a little glimpse, and I'm not going to do, I don't even really post anymore. I posted our trip in Idaho. The previous post I posted before that was from the Malibu trip the year before.
D-Money is going to get you for that. He said D-Money loves coleslaw. That he does. He loves him some coleslaw. I didn't say it. I didn't say it, D-Money, okay? That was Pooh Man. Pooh Man said that, not me. Not me.
I'm not going to be posting a bunch of stuff and blowing it up. I just wanted to give a little shout out there. And a shout out to little Jack and Evie as well, watching. They're probably not watching right now. They're probably napping right now, let's be honest.
I love that.
But my little niece and nephew, was great to see him. But yeah, it's good to have a full circle. There's been a lot of full circles this past year. But people don't know and they shouldn't know. It's not their business.
Yeah, but we do know you're back.
But there was a lot of conjecture because I'm the darkness guy and I'm the COVID endangerer guy and I'm this and I'm that. And
Aaron Rodgers is still going off on how the media handled his beliefs. Y'all, say what you want about Aaron Rodgers, but you have a right as American people to believe how you want to believe, and when that is being trampled on, he has a right to speak out on that and stand up for it. So I'm not mad at Aaron Rodgers going off about this.
Yeah, all I'm saying is
yeah, there's been a lot of that. Yeah, there's been a lot of that. And on that note, do you think that's going to make you play great ball this year? Because I think it feels like you're a pretty free individual right now. Not that you ever weren't, but it does feel like vibes pretty immaculate around Aaron Rodgers.
D-Money really does not like coleslaw, okay? I want to put that out there. D-Money really does not like coleslaw.
I used to not really care. I care even less. I'm going out after this. I'm not going to be I'm not going to be, out there doing a podcast, chasing down.
Whoa. We might. Come on.
Wait. You said you're not going to be doing a podcast, but he might be on the Pat McAfee show. He might be later on, because I don't know if ESPN will let him back on. But, I thought that was funny. I don't know. I do see Aaron Rodgers coming back on to the Pat McAfee show as a guest. I do see that happening. Even though he says that he would step away, I don't know.
Chasing down weird ass parties on the East Coast and wearing white. I'm not going to be doing any. I'm not going to be doing anything.
Yes.
I'm going to be.
You're not going to be at Goofball Fest?
I'm going to be out of the light, so I might as well get a couple in. I don't get to do this show as much as I would like to do, I think, from time to time. So, especially when I get a chance to get after that gutless organization you have to be connected with.
That was the biggest moment, I think, of this, is when he said that about Pat McAfee working for a gutless organization. He's pointing the finger at ESPN. Y'all, let's back that moment up right there, because I was just like, wow. There were so many moments that just shocked me, but didn't at the same time.
Especially when I get a chance to get after that gutless organization you have to be connected with.
Oh, jeez.
Especially when I get to get after the gutless organization that Pat McAfee is a part of. This is what I mean. So you all know, you heard me earlier. I said, I don't know if ESPN will let him on the show. Pat McAfee's show, it airs on YouTube and on ESPN, but ESPN only airs the first half of the show. The first hour of the show is only on ESPN, right? So after that, it might have to be an hour 2 of the Pat McAfee show when it's only on YouTube. Because I don't know if ESPN would let Aaron Rodgers be on there. That right there, I was like, wow, shots fired.
Oh,
was the government?
I just don't care anymore.
Okay, we like that.
I love it.
Feels
I cared a little bit, now I don't care at all.
No, we like that. I think it's going to be good for the football.
All I care about is getting out there on that field and playing my best ball.
Okay, so let's talk
say
about
whatever the hell you want about me, I don't care.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Mike McCarthy, obviously, head coach and offense coordinator calling plays. You guys have won 107 games. Obviously, it's spectacular, you two together. Feels like mentally you are at a point where you're about to go play your best football. Does it feel like you're right back in to the offense that you had 10 years ago, or how many years ago?
No, there's a lot over here. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, this kind of makes me think of Boozy. How Aaron Rodgers is acting. This is what this reminds me of.
Fuck no. And I'm gonna stand on that.
Okay.
And they can get in my DM. You can get in my DM all you want every day.
He don't care. He don't give a dang, y'all. He's saying what he thinks.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a 4-time.
All right, back to it.
I cared a little bit, now I don't care at all.
No, we like that. I think it's going to be good for the football.
All I care about is getting out there on that field and playing my best ball.
Okay, so let's talk
say
about
whatever the hell you want about me, I don't care.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Mike McCarthy, obviously, head coach and offense coordinator calling plays. You guys have won 107 games. Obviously, it's spectacular, you two together. Feels like mentally you are at a point where you're about to go play your best football. Does it feel like you're right back in to the offense that you had 10 years ago, or how many years ago?
No, there's been some tweaks for sure. There's been some tweaks. Oh, I thought they were talking about what I just said about Fauci.
No, that's our lower third. They probably are.
They love to see it too.
Yeah, if I guess, I'd assume that is the case. But how has it been with Mike?
I love being back with Mike. I mean, Mike and I have a lot of history together. You know, we were different places when he first came out in 2006 to Green Bay.
You know,
but lots happened.
He does get into how he was in his younger years versus how he is in his older years, and I feel like he kind of took some responsibility maybe of how he treated McCarthy, but yeah, he's gonna get into that relationship here.
Between then and now, we're laughing about because, you know, he was my age when he took the job, I believe, in Green Bay, and He just had Alex, his oldest daughter, and now, he's got the 2 boys. On Jess's side, he's got 2 beautiful girls who are like almost all the way grown up now. It's pretty wild to see, but it's fun to catch him I hope he would say the same catching me now. I think I'm a little less intense in some of those meetings.
Aaron Rodgers admits to being a little bit intense in some of the meetings that they had at Green Bay, which I would believe it. But it's good that he's taking, responsibility for that.
Means, I'm a little more, I don't, like I said, I don't care. Let's say whatever I want. What are you going to say?
Yeah.
Gutless organization.
Whoa, jeez. On that note,
no integrity.
Mike McCarthy feels the same way about being with you, I believe. I believe he is.
Look at your hair, by the way. That's nice.
I know it is.
Long in the back.
He's grown it
Really
back,
cool.
like the old school Packers did. He actually has a question for you.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm doing great.
As a human, like you're doing great. It seems like you feel good.
Yeah,
If you don't know, AJ Hawk and Aaron Rodgers were together at Green Bay at one point in time.
Doing great. We had a great time in Idaho. We had 6
what was
other
that
guys
about?
came out. Just some good team bonding. It was a lot of fun.
I saw you took pictures smoking cigs.
Did a lot of man stuff.
Had like cigs in your hand, a lot of man stuff, dude stuff. I saw you riding horses, dressed. You got some wardrobe.
Yeah, we had shot some guns, did some fishing. We had a good time. Really good time. So I'm doing great.
How do you feel about the vibe of the team?
Yeah. Vibe is good. Vibe's really good. Yeah. Not as many, hangout nights yet. I think guys were a little tired last week, but there's been some fun hangs. Somebody pulled the fire alarm or something happened last night. There was something going on.
Probably Benny Sco, probably.
Yeah, but it's a good time. I love being up here at Latrobe. Haven't been to Meadows yet, but that's on the docket.
Okay.
You do love ice cream.
Yeah, what's the ice cream?
I love
Meadows is the ice cream
Meadows,
place?
Yeah, it's like a better, maybe not healthier. I like to think healthier Dairy Queen.
You, everybody is going to be hitting up that Meadows if they aren't already. This is something that Aaron Rodgers brought up last season. He brought up the location in Pittsburgh with Meadows, that little ice cream spot, and he brought it up in the other interview we played the other day, and now he's bringing up Meadows again. So Meadows is going to be packed with Pittsburgh Steelers fans after all this publicity from Aaron Rodgers. Free advertisement.
Where's it at? It's near here?
It's just literally right down the street.
You haven't had it this year yet?
You go at the back right over here, take a left, right.
Roy, they were together. Wasn't it San Francisco State or something like that? I think is where Aaron Rodgers was at in Marshawn. I'll Google it.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's right next to Sharky's. We were there last night.
Right next to Sharky's, exactly.
Yeah, we were at Sharky's last night.
I bet you were.
Well, and then Eaton Park.
Maybe I'm thinking of Devontae Adams. Maybe I'm thinking of Devontae Adams was like at San Francisco something. Hold on, I'm gonna Google it real quick. Y'all, the internet's already blowing this up. They're talking about him getting into his exes, the Diana Rossini thing. Oh my goodness. Like the internet is lighting this up. Wow. He showed no mercy. Wow, that was just, man. Hold on, I was gonna see where Devontae Adams played. I was so shocked by this. California State. Why did I? Oh wait, no. Yeah, it was California State. Is where he played. Why did I say San Francisco? I don't know why I said San Francisco.
Good time.
But that's
Nice.
this is for Devontae Adams. He played for California State. And then you had Aaron Rodgers at the University of California. And I'm going to look at Marshawn Lynch, too. Which was the University of California, like Project Leroy was talking about.
30. Park will keep the place open for you if you want a Smiley Cookie. Gumpy's as tall as the Smiley Cookie mascot. So we saw that last night. No, you did not sun it. You were on your tippy toes.
Got my hand on his head.
No, I mean that thing certainly alpha you. There it is.
Wow.
Last night. Yeah. Gumpy got kind of.
All right, Where's Gump at?
Yeah, Gumpy's back in the truck with the lads.
Right.
There's the lads.
Hey, there we go.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Is that Foxy behind the beard?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at you. You coloring that thing?
Well, sorry, my pause game wasn't great there, but whenever they flash the camera, that's the show producers for Pat McAfee show.
Oh,
it sounds like he said yes.
No, he's not.
Is he?
He's super alpha, dude. I'm
He
gonna say
is.
it. He is.
He
He's married, having a kid now.
Yeah.
Absolute alcoholic. They had to get beer for him so that after the show he could have a beer. So,
AC light or what?
Love that.
yeah, we're a little bit worried about him. D-Bud has a question for you.
All right.
Yeah, it's kind of a two-parter. Obviously, we just talked about the offseason with the boys, but how's it been on the field with your new weapons that you have particularly? And then for the 2-minute drill, me and AJ are watching. You motion it empty, you got DK in the slot. I'm like, okay, here we go. Slant, walk in, touchdown. What happened there? Why didn't you throw the ball? What was the read?
There was a guy on Rico was 12 yards off. I wanted to just throw it to him. It would have been a walk-in. He wasn't looking.
Oh, we couldn't see. Is that what happened?
we couldn't see.
That's practice.
Yeah.
That's what I call practice.
The funniest part about
That was a good question when it comes to the training camp plays.
practice is the first period against the defense is a walkthrough. It's supposed to be an offense-only period. So there's a douche that wears number 90 for us who picked me off the other day. It's a defense doesn't touch the ball drill.
Yes.
And then he runs around. He's getting the crowd.
Yes.
I'm like, it's a walkthrough and it's an offensive period. What are we doing? And then we're out there. I throw a ball. DK makes a beautiful catch. They're cheering. It's like, no, they're not supposed to. It's not contested catches. It's a jog through period, the first of the day. So
If it means anything, if we would have seen TJ pick you off and it would have been hit the internet, we would have certainly been like, oh no, is Aaron Rodgers struggling to get Mike McCarthy's offense?
TJ Watt in a new role in the defense dropping out. I'm like, it's a jog through. It's offensive period. What are we doing?
There's always a headline.
Yeah,
that time of year.
That's football, baby.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I think DK had an amazing spring, and he's been killing people. He's
Fryermuth saved a baby, too, the other day.
Yeah. He did. How about
Great
that?
work. Yeah, Fryermuth.
Yeah,
baby, Pat. Fryermuth saving babies.
But that's Pat in a nutshell. He's got great awareness. I hit him on a seam back shoulder to end practice a couple of days ago.
Yeah, we got the clip. It was a great touchdown, especially in the red zone.
That was actually a live speed drill.
Oh, it looked like he was wide open.
Through. Yep.
How is the chirping between offense and defense?
There's not much. Today was the first day of pads. There's like a couple guys who you can tell are newer guys. Like I feel like Jaquan Brisker is gonna talk a little bit. 51, he got paid, and I thought once he got paid, he was gonna settle down and stop all the shenanigans at practice. That hasn't stopped.
We love her, baby. We love that man.
He's a Wisconsin guy.
Yeah.
Ooh, Stu. Tona has a question for you.
Yeah, Aaron, I'm looking at Pat and I'm looking at DK, and you have Darnell, and you bring over Michael Pittman. That's a lot of big bodies. How do you feel about big body wide receivers? Is that more?
Oh, there's DK Metcalf. Man, what a beast of a wide receiver.
Contested catches, or how do you feel? Because Roman obviously is smaller. He can create separations. But how do you feel about the room as a whole?
I like the room a lot. I like the size of our guys. Obviously, Darnell is the most athletic, 300-plus player in the league, probably.
Yeah.
But I think, those two guys, when you're talking to them, they really like what we've been doing in the installs and with the offense, and both of them have been making a lot of plays. I really love their work ethic and their attitude. I think that's the most important thing.
This is the
Setting
thing about
kind of
Dallas's wide receivers, and I've talked about this before, is CeeDee Lamb really ain't that big. Like this, you look at DK Metcalf or a Devontae Adams or, Julio Jones, like the bigger body wide receivers. I mean, people bring up A.J. Brown as well, but you look at the bigger body type wide receivers, and it's like you look at CeeDee Lamb, he's really, I'm not saying he's a small guy, like height-wise, but just a leaner wide receiver. And this is the same with Pickens. And they have success. And this is what gets me when it comes to the Eagles. People talk about the Eagles wide receivers and they got smaller guys and all this stuff. And it's like, well, look at the success that Dallas has had with their wide receivers. You know, CeeDee Lamb is not no DK Metcalf. He's no AJ Brown. And they're still able to get things done. So why can't the Eagles? Anyways, that's off topic, but that's my thought process with that when I saw DK Metcalf.
Standard for the room. Roman's grown a lot. I think he's done a nice job in the spring, and he's had some plays as well. He has a different skill set. You know, I say that to stick in the league, you have to do something well, and to have a long career, you got to have an excellent trait, and his is his speed. You know, he is legitimately one of the fastest guys on the field at all times, if not the fastest guy. So when he's using that speed and you know, he's dangerous. The thing, the difference last year, I felt like he was kind of like a deer running around, bouncing around. And now he's like a very finely tuned fast guy where you have to feel like he's playing almost more under control with that top end speed. And he's had a really nice spring and a nice start to camp.
Can you tell me a little bit more about you and DK's relationship? Because you guys were working out at UCLA before you were a Pittsburgh Steeler, I believe, before it was announced last season. And then obviously last year you guys have some great connections. This offseason you guys are riding horses together. Now he's obviously over here knowing that you're about to cook the hell out of Tony Fauci. You know, he comes over here. That's my first time getting eyes on this particular. I don't even know what you would say about this. I mean, what is DK like?
Specimen.
He is a specimen. I mean,
I feel a little bit uncomfortable every time they call DK Metcalf a specimen. I don't know why that makes me uncomfortable. It just does. It's just like, I'm not really comfortable with that word.
Compliment, obviously, you're an alien, dude. It is an absurd thing. But what has it been like building and developing with DK? Obviously, you've had great wide receiver connections in the past. This is a very high profile, very public, and the Steelers very abnormal to have this type of wide receiver paid the way that he is paid. What has it been like growing with DK, and what do you expect from him this year?
My body type, he's like nobody I've ever played with. He weighs 230-ish, high 220s, and he's like 10% body fat maybe or less. He's an absolute animal. But the thing that you realize after, especially after going to Idaho, is you have a lot of closeness with guys on the team. But last year, compared to this year, it felt like we were teammates last year, and this year we're actually really close friends. So that's been really cool.
Okay,
and not that I didn't
friendship.
love him last year.
Like that.
No, they didn't love him last year, but we've been able to really
choked up.
To
He's
bond.
crying.
Oh no,
he's crying over there.
To bond and connect.
Oh, Derek, I didn't think about that. Maybe that's why I'm not comfortable with that word. You know, you brought up a really good point. Like, things like that, I was never raised to speak like that. So when I hear certain words, it's like, I'm not comfortable with it.
Different way, and it makes a difference for sure. He's my roommate over here at the dorms, and DK has a big heart. He's got a really big heart, and he really cares about doing things the right way. And I would say that if you want to know, if you're a young player and you want to know what it looks like to be an NFL player and to practice the right way, you should watch DK Metcalf.
Yeah, and you should know you're never going to look like
that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
question I really want to focus on too, because this is when Aaron Rodgers gets into some of his past relationships, and y'all know he dated that one actress. She was on this one show that I watched when I was like a teenager. It was called Secret Life of the American Teenager or something like that. And, you know, that's the actress he had a relationship with that went badly. Many speculate he was taking shots at her, but I think it's this next question.
Definitely try.
I wanted DK since he took that picture with AJ.
Yeah.
Back in college. I'm like, can I get one of those guys? One of those guys.
Yeah, Ole Miss. How about when he walked? Who did he walk? Buddha?
Is that an actress? No, it was like, her name starts with an S. Let me look it up. Let's see. I'm looking up the show, Secret Life of American Teenager. Shailene, is that her name? Woodley? I can't ever say her name. Starts with an S though. Shailene Woodley is her name. What else? She was also on a movie. I can't remember what movie it was, but yeah, that was the girl that Aaron Rodgers dated.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Walked Buddha. You remember that? Obviously. Maybe play some defense this year. Maybe let's get on.
He played a rep of gunner last year.
Yeah, let's get you on the punt team.
I remember that.
Yeah. I'd hit a fair catch right at that. I mean, DK's out here. Let's hope to God he doesn't get hurt. But also, we just hit to the right side. That's a fair catch immediately. Something to think about. DK.
I think those guys are going to piggyback on what I said from earlier too. They got some
They're
stuff
coming on. Yeah.
Locked and loaded.
Should have heard Muth earlier.
Yeah.
Patrick, which, for those of you who don't know NASCAR, she was a NASCAR Cup driver at one point in time, but he also had a relationship with her.
I think I told him, remind him that Fauci's wife is Ghislaine Maxwell's sister also. Ghislaine
Is that
Maxwell,
real?
that's true. Alleged. That's alleged.
Thank you. Jesus Christ.
That's alleged.
Okay, thank you for throwing that word in there. That's great news for all of us. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Aaron.
That gets Aaron Rodgers going again.
This has been awesome. It's just a real dream
I know,
for me. Thank you so much. You congratulated me on my marriage last week. I appreciate that. And, I saw the clip of you and Kyle Brandon kind of, what you said
Derek.
about
See, Derek, that's another word that I've never been comfortable saying. I used to like that was one of my biggest pet peeves is hearing the specimen and stud. Like whenever, these commentators would call athletes studs, I'm just like, please, like that just sounds like, please stop saying that. Like I never have liked that. But that explains why I've never been comfortable with it. I'm just like, there has to be better words to use besides calling them something like that. I don't get it.
the entire thing, but as from your perspective, how has marriage changed your life? Like, how much better has it been? How any marriage advice for me? I know everyone says happy wife, happy life, but in particular, is there anything you've kind of drawn from that has completely changed your perspective and kind of just your entire life?
Everything. I mean, the woman's intuition is a real thing, and during this process of thinking if I want to come back or not, obviously she was my biggest ally in helping me to think about all the different things that goes into it, because it's not just I want to play, it's the grind of the season. Is can you be actually fully invested?
People criticize Aaron Rodgers for his marriage, and people like to say he's not really married because I guess there's no legal document. Here's my thing with that. I don't like getting the government involved in my business either. Like, I do not encourage that whatsoever. I think, depending on how you believe, even back in Bible times, there was no government involvement in marriage. Like, the way that the process went was, you had the family involved as witnesses, and then you said your vows before God, and then you consummated the marriage by, your wedding night. That was how that worked, and I think that's how it should be. I don't think the government involvement should be there. I don't believe in having a piece of paper to be considered married. That's just my thought process. I really don't like the idea of marriage, if I'm being honest with you. Like, especially in modern times. I'm not a fan of it. So hats off to Aaron Rodgers. I actually compliment Aaron Rodgers for not getting the government involved in his marriage. To me, I consider them married. You don't need a piece of paper in my eyes to be married.
What does it look like? Are you going to go do a trip? How are you going to spend time with the guys? What's your weekend look like? And because it's a strain on not just the player, but on the wife and the family if you have kids, and you're basically all in together. And I wanted us to make a decision together. And she's incredible, and I'm excited about this year being able to do it one last time, and then excited about the next chapter, which is having kids. I know
y'all. This was another thing is he brought up having kids. I've talked about this. I said one thing with Aaron Rodgers is I don't think he would ever have kids throughout his career because he was just so focused on that. I never thought he would get married or have kids. Obviously, he got married, but the kid part, I thought he would always wait till after his career because he was solely focused on playing the game. And it was going to be interesting to me to see if he still wanted kids after, you know, he's done with his career. And he's talking about having kids, having a family. So we'll see what happens with that.
You're adding to it. This guy's got a bunch.
Come on.
Where we
AJ's got way too many, I'd say. Now, they're all great kids, but there's no way that you should humanly be able to handle that many children. I don't know how people do it.
No such thing. Yeah, no such thing.
Well, you got a great wife. You
That helps.
You don't really do anything. You're just absentee father of the year, huh?
You wish. I'm actually overcommitted. I'm helping coach three youth football teams. So yeah.
Good for you, man.
But
Good
yeah,
for you.
I will say the kid thing is crazy because perspective changes, but it sounds like you're saying the same thing because you've gotten married to the person that you think is perfect for you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Derek, I mean, you could say that's fair, because he is able to get rid of a lot of coaches if he doesn't like your method. But I will say this in Rodgers' favor is he's an experienced quarterback. Like, he really knows his stuff. He's very knowledgeable. So when he doesn't see a coach doing what needs to be done for a team, he's going to want you the heck out of there. And I don't blame him for that. Obviously, it's his last year. He's not going to get Mike McCarthy out of there, but, you know, he has in the past done that to Mike McCarthy.
you know, you make a lot of poor decisions over the years with, me, I've made a lot of poor decisions with previous partners over the years.
He's getting into those past relationships.
Then you meet obviously the right person for you, and you go, God, I was a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Now, super private with this, though. I mean, we're talking about it right now, obviously, because a lot of big decisions have been made, but it's super duper private for you. And I feel like that's very different than every relationship you've had in the past. That's on purpose, I'd assume?
Yeah, I'm not forced to write these, horrible Instagram posts. And, when I'm
at Woodley, because that was highly talked about. And even she was doing interviews. I think she was on Jimmy Kimmel or something like that, talking about her relationship with Rodgers and how, she's basically traumatized with that experience and how bad it was, yada, yada. Y'all know the typical BS that can go along with breakups. But she was having him make these social media posts. Like, I will say this, Aaron Rodgers was way more active on social media because of her. Like, he was making more posts than I ever seen that man make in my life. And so this is clearly a shot at Woodley.
And next to the person, I got to give him a birthday shout out and a Valentine's
Hold
shout
on.
out.
On that note, I'd like to say happy anniversary to my wife and also happy birthday to my wife. Very, very nice.
I'm not judging any of that anybody does, but I don't like doing that shit, and I never have to do that ever again, thankfully.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, I feel like we're all very happy for you finding your person.
Yeah.
Yep.
Happy that you're having this freedom. Happy you have the mindset of your last year, because I know there's been a lot of questions for like the last 5 years, I'd say, probably the last 4 years, maybe.
Who, man? No, that was Yuji Honda, the Divergent girl. Yeah, I think that was the movie she was in. See, I don't really know her from that. I know her from Secret Life of the American Teenager. That was a show that was popular whenever I was in high school, and that's what I know her from. But yeah, that was the movie. That was the movie she was in.
Is that right?
After 22,
and by the way, y'all,
So probably
they were engaged at one point. I remember on social media, he had an announcement with the engagement on social media, and I'm like, wow, Aaron Rodgers went from never posting nothing to making all these posts, showing when they go on vacation. Like, I mean, there was one post of them, like, in the bed, like, just hanging out playing games or something like that. I'm just like, I've never seen him make so many posts.
4 years.
Then I got her.
But now you have an actual
And
answer.
I was on that other team.
I mean, you've had quite a run today. If you would like to say anything about it.
No, we can go back to Fauci. Finish where we started.
Okay, on that note, you have a lot of teammates that are vaccinated. That's good heading into the season.
A lot of people had probably fake vac cards back in the day, too.
Not me.
They didn't have a problem with that. I mean, I remember seeing some of the vax cards. I'm like, it was like written in crayon. I'm like,
that was another
all right,
thing.
so
They
we're
had the fake vaccine. What word? Clap it out, Chelsea. I've been on here for a while, y'all. We're at 25:42. Y'all, I gotta clap this out. Vaccine. I just made up a new word. Oh, that's too funny.
Clap it out, clap it out, clap it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a four-time.
Okay, vaccine. I don't even remember the original thing I was gonna say. Oh, the fake vaccine, fake vaccine cards, vaccine cards, y'all. But they had those in the NFL. Players were showing up with these cards, and they weren't real. That I forgot about that, but that's true.
it was like written in crayon. I'm like, all right, so we're gonna pass that off, but we're gonna be second-rate citizens over here. I gotta wear a yellow armband.
I told him to do it too. I said, Derek, please make that your profile picture, and he did. Derek did not disappoint me. Shout out to Derek.
Train in the back. Can't be around more than 3 people. Oh, you know, you got to wear a mask when you do your interview, and all of us are going to be masked up the entire time back here. We're 20 feet away from you because that's safety first. What a crock of shit we had to go through.
No, I'm telling you, what the NFL did to these players was ridiculous. Talking about wearing a mask during practice, that's a health hazard in and of itself. They're lucky that they didn't have any athletes pass out from doing that, because you are causing oxygen issues while you're trying to practice. That's a big problem. But then you also had them having to wear special wristbands. People associated that with Nazi behavior, like trying to group people. That was crazy, y'all. That was crazy. I mean, all of that. I can't even comprehend. That just does not seem real, but it was.
Crazy time. What a time.
Unbelievable. And we survived it.
Yes, we all did.
We survived it.
And you won MVP 2 times.
Twice.
That's crazy. You
and
did that.
That bum couldn't stop it the second time. You know?
A sweater vest. I think you need some sweater vests in your closet, because you look good with the sweater vest.
I mean,
Arcouche.
Bum Arcouche.
Hey, we appreciate the hell out of you. I am so pumped to see how you play football.
I think, the conversation's over right here. Y'all, that was a lot. That was a lot that he said. I think the major takeaways from this was him taking shots at ESPN. Also, he got back into how the 2020 to 2022 time frame was handled. He also got into his past relationships. Like, he aired it all out. They don't call him Air It Out Rodgers for nothing, right? Because I'm telling you, he aired all that business out. Chelsea, you can't say that word. Say, oh, okay. Well, okay, so Pooh Man, I will say this. I did, so I always have the option to say, is this for ages, the age restrictions, right? You have the option to pick, is this appropriate for ages under 18? I always click no. Just in case something is said, I always say no. Obviously, once I get my hours in on YouTube, that's the only thing I lack. Then I can apply for the first tier YouTube program with super chats and memberships and all of that. But once I get my hours in, then I'm going to have to start to say, yes, it's made for kids, because this is what I don't, and this is what I talked about on Cree last night. Was it last night? Yeah. But this is what I talked about with Cree, is that I don't like how YouTube will cut off your super chats just because it's age restricted. They shouldn't do that. They should allow you to be able to, get your earnings regardless if it's age restricted or not. So I just think that part's messed up. But anyways, there's always something. There's always some BS. But yeah, I think I should be okay. And it is part of history. So as long as I'm not supporting it, I don't think it should be a problem. I think that's where it draws a line, is if you're on here openly supporting something like that. Yeah, it ticks me off too. It's like they shouldn't do that. They shouldn't make it to where you're not getting paid just because it's age restricted. That makes no sense whatsoever. Anyways, I have another one with McCarthy, but y'all, I don't know. Let me see how long it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, General Manager.
10 minutes. Y'all, I still have not gotten into the Harbaugh interview either. I still don't know if I'll be able to cover that today, but I'll at least finish it up with McCarthy.
Head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Omar Khan, and Coach Mike McCarthy. Okay, I like what we're doing here. We got literally the entire... Great to see you, Coach. Great to see you, Coach. You probably have it on that side. Have it on this side. Have it on this. No, this side here. Have it on this side here. Yeah, but no, because. All right. I was gonna try to have it on your left side. So.
I'm a right side guy.
He does his way, all right?
Yeah. McCarthy reminds me of. You remember that one actor? What was his name? He died. He died of a heart attack or an overdose or something like that. Oh, that wasn't the movie. What was the movie? Okay. Chris Farley. I don't know why, but Mike McCarthy reminds me of Chris Farley.
You do. This ain't my first headset.
Yeah, I understand. A lot of headset. We are calling plays, though, yet again. And I know I had a year off and exciting and enjoying. Great to see you, Omar. You look incredible, by the way. I don't know what you're doing. We'll certainly talk about that in a matter of moments. Coach McCarthy, we watched the 2-minute drill.
All right.
What the hell?
Is it your birthday?
No. It was Omar's birthday. Wasn't it?
No.
Eventually,
at some point.
Omar,
I'll
take it though.
Omar,
at some point this year, it was your birthday. Thank you.
Okay, let's move along. Let's talk about the 2-minute drill. We watched it.
One? First one?
We had a good shot down there at DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
We get down in there, and then all of a sudden
that's what it was. It was an OD, and then I think it was his dad. His dad had like a heart attack at a young age or something like that. So he had already had like underlying health issues genetically with his family, and whenever he OD'd, you know, they talked about that. But that's what it was. It was for sure that.
On Steelers defense shuts you guys down. Was it a defensive winning day today? How would you judge practice? And what are your thoughts on the first day of pads here with the Pittsburgh Steelers as you as their head coach?
I would say overall, it looked like our first day in pads. First team period, we didn't have a good start there offensively with the pre-snap penalty and the ball on the ground. But I mean, to be honest with you, it usually goes something like this or close to this. It's first time in pads, the pad level, and just the pace of the practice. Yeah, so we have work to do, and that's why we have video, and I can't wait to get the hell out of here. Get up on that video.
Again, I don't know if you caught that little B. I'm excited for you to continue to make the team better. Last question for me for you, and then obviously the boys will have some, and the fans certainly will. There's been a lot of talk about how your camp is obviously different than the camps that have been here in the past. For you, though, this is just what you're doing, right? How have you acclimated yourself to being a Pittsburgh Steelers head coach, and how do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers have acclimated to you being the head coach of this team?
Excellent question. I think really doing this a long time.
Paying us.
Yeah, and I think AJ can chime in on this. I mean, practices were a lot different, back in 2006 and, all the way up through 2011. Then there was, a shift in how you're able to practice. Frankly, the 2-minute drill at the end there, we had to stop it after second down because we ran out of time. So it was a 105-minute practice that So, so just so you know, technically the offense had 2 more downs.
Okay.
So let's not get too excited. But because I had 2 really good plays.
Yeah, I'm sure 2 touchdowns.
So yeah, exactly. No, it's I think it's you learn through time and really.
A good question. If I was there, a good question I would want to ask is, with his history of coaching, what has been the significant thing he's had to do differently that, could have been allowed in the past, but is no longer allowed today? Like, what is something different with that? That's the journalistic person in me. Like, I want to ask a question like that, because I'm curious to know his thoughts with his experience in coaching.
You tailor the practices, and we have menus of drills for every period, and you continue to work it. But at the end of the day, you have to tailor the practice to how you want to play, and we're getting there. Like I said, it's the first padded practice, and it was a little bumpy out there.
I heard you're not tackling because you're soft.
Whoa.
That's what I didn't say it. I'm just telling you what
tackling. Like, you're not supposed to be tackling right now. It's training camp. We haven't even made it to like preseason games. What do they talk about tackling for?
I don't care what they say about you. I think you're a good guy too. I kind of like you. It's hard sometimes, but
you know the gimmick. No, but you coming out and saying there's no tackling, there was obviously a reaction. We saw somebody go to the ground. We saw some thumping today. Yeah. For you, the big deal is we're definitely going to be physical. Got a lot of vets on this team though. Like, what is kind of the mindset?
I mean, to be honest with you, it's just trying to lower the risk for injury. It's you don't want to be.
This is something I didn't think about, but the Steelers do have a lot of older players on their team, so they're going to have to really focus on recovery, their health, especially with Aaron Rodgers.
On the ground, it happens, but so we're not taking the ball carrier to the ground, so that's really the difference. Everything else as far as the individual drills, the combo drills, the group drills, I'm sure those will all be similar.
I love that you came out and said, we're going to have a physical football camp. I mean, what are we even talking about here? We're just not taking. Yeah, I'm not asking T.J. Watt to take Rico Dowdle down to the ground. Yeah. Okay, sue me in this entire thing. Obviously.
It's a good business decision, don't you think?
Yeah, I'd say. But now if nobody can take, if T.J. Watt forgets how to tackle, it's on your ass.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Omar, last question for you, and before the boys have them. You piece this team together, a lot of veteran spots. Obviously, you draft quarterback this year, goes crazy. You bring in some people. How did you want to separate this particular team from maybe Steelers teams of the past, or is it still the same mantra, same type of guys, even though Coach McCarthy's head coach now?
Yeah, another good question, Pat.
Yes!
The standard.
You're on fire, dude.
The standard's been set here, so for us, it's just really trying to continue what's been done here before. The 6 Super Bowl championships, right? And we're trying to get a 7th one, and just really trying to stick to the standard that's been set here.
Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, I do, Omar. So, when you come into a camp like this, and are you more focused on the rookies that you just drafted? Are you more focused on Rico Dowdle and Michael Pittman and all the guys? Do you watch those?
It says basically kind of like Pat McAfee. He has one similar, but it talks about my thoughts and views do not reflect my employer. Just to be safe, it's like I don't want to risk anything with, jobs or anything like that. So I always talk about, it doesn't, my thoughts and views are my own. This does not reflect my employer. So I also have that added precaution in there as well.
Guys, or do you tend to notice that you watch those guys more because you just brought them in, you don't know them as much when you're watching practice?
100%. I sit here saying we're going to watch them all the same, but obviously early on you try to take a closer peek at those young guys and the new players that are here and the players we don't know as well, maybe as the ones we had, but certainly that happens.
Yeah, and then Coach, I wanted to ask you. So obviously the last two years, Fatanu.
Beardman, I'm not going to lie, I've missed playing your jock. Okay, we're at 5:36. Let's go to Beardman's drop. Shout out to Beardman. out to you, Beer Man.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Back to it, y'all. Back to it.
Certainly that happens.
Yeah, then Coach, I wanted to ask you. So obviously the last two years, Fatanu and what's the right guard? McCormick. Thank you, McCormick. We're playing the right side. They played 3,000 snaps on the left side in college. It looks like they're playing on the left side now for you guys. What went into that situation? Because obviously the O-line and the continuity is huge this year.
I think anytime you come into a new organization, you have a short-term plan and a long-term plan, and I think that's part of it. You evaluate the players. You want to give the players an opportunity to be a starter. Those guys were drafted, as left side players. I have a belief of what the left side players should look like versus the right side players.
I don't know why, but Mike McCarthy just seems so, like, at times he could be funny. He could say some funny things at times, but there's other times where it's just like, it's dull. It's like, come on, give me some personality. He could be tired here, y'all.
So your scheme and which way you go there, that's all factored. But, it's definitely two men that we feel really good about. They're established, and, hopefully they're anchors over there for quite some time.
That was a good question, too, wasn't it?
Outstanding.
Thank you.
I love all the questions.
Yeah, no, but we need that.
Coach, I know.
A lot of public stuff about us. Go ahead, Debo. What? Don't matter what they say. Go ahead, Debo.
Coach, you said obviously there's a lot of work to do. Day one and past, you've been installing the offense, OTAs, mini camp. Now we're here in training camp. At what point will you think you'll be up to speed or feel comfortable? Obviously, you're familiar with Aaron, but a lot of new pieces. I would assume a new offense. At what point do you expect to feel comfortable going into the season?
That's a great question. That's why we're here. Another great question. That's why you practice, and that's why I try not to get too high or too low when you have your first padded practice, and you have to where your head coach at, like this, and you got to flip it around sometimes and where it's an offensive guy.
This is what I talked about too. This is why I don't put much stock in training camp and all of that, even in preseason, because you're still working out the kinks, even early on in regular season. Like, you're going to have those games where you're still learning, your team's still trying to mesh together, and then near the end it starts to come together, and that's when you see who's real and who's not. So I don't put much stock in everything at the beginning. I don't. Everybody has their predictions, of course. Right now people are talking about the Rams in Buffalo, but for me it's like, I mean, the early predictions are fun, but don't take it too serious.
Yeah, it's we got a game here, right around the corner. So
Aaron playing in that one?
What's that?
Is Aaron playing in that one?
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see what happens.
What is your belief in preseason games?
Ooh, speaking of, let's see what he says to this.
Change. It depends on where I think the team's at, and I think year one is different. So. Yeah, I would lean towards playing everybody in year one.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. Aaron's going to love it. I've heard him give a quote where he said, obviously, preseason's preseason, but if Big Mike wants me to play, I'll play. It feels like he has been like that about everything with you. He came out and mentioned
Aaron Rodgers playing in preseason. If he plays in preseason, that's a huge risk. That's a huge risk to be using on an older quarterback, to put him out there in preseason. I don't know how I feel about that. You being here is a huge reason why he came back. I think he was okay being done. I think it's been like that for a couple years, but he's trying to find reasons to, I think he doesn't want to be done, could be done, find reasons not to be done. Wife said he could play another year. You being here is a huge deal. What has it been like working back with Aaron? And where are you at now versus maybe back whenever Aaron you Rodgers, and Aaron? I will say this. When everybody was shouting one more year to Aaron Rodgers, during the Pat McAfee show, he told them no, this is last year. He was dead set on that being the last year.
We're winning in 107 games together. You know that? You guys have the second most amount of wins between a head coach and a quarterback together. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, obviously number one with 112. You two, 107.
So the most dynamic duo in college football for coach to QB was obviously Reid and Mahomes, but then you have McCarthy and Rodgers. I thought that was interesting, and then it follows up with Sirianni and Hurts, and then McVay and Stafford and Campbell and Goff. I liked this. I'm not gonna lie. I was a fan of this little stat here that they threw up because I wasn't expecting them to be second, if I'm being honest with you. I wasn't thinking that McVay and Stafford would be below Hurts and Sirianni. But I was loving this little stat here.
Sirianni and Hurts 62. Has it been like picking up like the old days? Offensive.
Aaron Rodgers, once Aaron Rodgers and McCarthy are, back on the field, depending on how everything goes, if it goes as planned for them, they could increase their numbers even more and pass Mahomes and Reed if Mahomes and Reed doesn't have a successful season. So that's interesting to think about too.
Everything, or how has it been between you two?
Definitely. I mean, it definitely was like picking up where you left off, but a lot of it is just nomenclature and terminology change and just getting in tune with that. But and going back to the first part of it, do you play Aaron and every quarterback that I've coached as a head coach, they all want to play. Favre, Dak. I mean, they want to play, but it's really the combination of guys. And where do you think you are as a team? But then the flip side of it is, those young guys can't play enough. We got 2 young quarterbacks. I mean, we have to come out of this preseason.
Yeah, they gotta. That's another good point. Is they got to utilize their backup QBs. They got to get them some reps. They got to see where their backup QBs are because you don't ever want to see your starting QB go down. But if he was to go down, you want to at least have those reps for your backup QBs. Y'all, I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie. I think it's time for me to go. It's time for me to get up on out of here. City T Beats is going to be live soon within like 15 minutes. I dropped his link. If y'all will please show up for City T Beats, that would be appreciated. Let's close out with a motivational video.
You've got to bet on you. You believe in everybody else. You clap for everybody else. You support everybody else. You baking cakes and making cookies for everybody else. But when are you going to look in the mirror and believe in the darn person you see? It's about time for you to believe in you because you got it.
Truth. I'm telling you, that's the truth. And I really felt that today because it's like, I pour into everybody else. I try to support and show up for everybody else. And it's like, I really got to focus on my own thing and improving what I'm doing and betting on myself because that's the only way you grow. So I'm trying to be more mindful of that. Let me see what you said, Pooh Man. You said nobody is going to be Brady, 6 Super Bowls, best coach-player combo. Yeah, well, this wasn't, okay, so this was different. This wasn't about Super Bowls. It was about, I believe, the yards or something like they put up. And obviously, since Brady and Bill Belichick are no longer there, I think that's why they're not incorporated in that stat. It was only for current players. Now, if they were talking about throughout history, you're dang right. Bill Belichick and Tom Brady would be on there. But since they were just talking about current teams, I think that's why, obviously they weren't on there. But you're right about that, Pooh Man. All right, y'all. We closed out with a motivational video. That will do it for today's show. I will catch you in the next one. I might take a break from going live tomorrow. We'll see. But shout out to y'all for showing up for me. I really appreciate it. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.